your little dog?
I can do it. Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel murderer.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another Collectible Past, where it is collecting for life. Absolutely collecting for life. And of course, we are joined, as always, by a wonderful assortment of co-hosts. Vinnie, what's going on, Vinnie?
Yeah, man. Toys controls our lives. Part of the collective.
It's toys that clothe you. It's toys that feed you.
Toys compel us.
And of course, we're joined. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, how's everyone doing tonight?
Well, I'm hanging in there. Let's find out how our other co-host, Slasher McSplitter, how you doing, good sir?
About the same. Hanging in there.
Sometimes that's all we can do. Let's say hi to the lovely people in the chat real quick before we get started. Guys, remember to go ahead and share the links out there. Be sure to smash the like button. Let everybody know we're here because YouTube likes to play the silly-ass games. Chaos Hoy, first one in the house. What's going on, Chaos Hoy? Had a wonderful conversation with Chaos Hoy on Tuesday on Cage Talks. Chat recommended. So, yeah, Chaos, thanks for popping in. I'm glad you had a good time. And, yeah, I'll definitely have to get you on and have some more talks. Maybe have some talks with some more people in the chat because I'm not scared to have talks with people from the chat. Toy Mafia in the house as well. What's going on, Toy Mafia? I hope that you're doing well. Papa in the house, black pilling and everything. What's going on, Papa? You know what? Nicole Brown's last words were, "Oh, Papa."
Oh, shit.
Who else? I know I've seen somebody else's in there. There he is. Time Prophet also in the house. What's going on, Time Prophet? Good to see you. Soy Base Jeremy. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Glad to get big. Oh, no, you can't eat the guinea pig. No, that's no good. That's no good. We're going to have to cleanse you with burning fire. Make sure we get all the remnants out of our people out of your system. There's no eating our friends here. We're getting ready to have some toy fun. I did come prepared. Vinnie, would you like me to kick this one off?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, awesome. So this is another toy that I've actually had in my collection now. A number of weeks ago, I did show off the movie versions of these figures, and those ones were a lot of fun. Some issues, so I had to dig back into the ones that are more comic booky, cartoony feeling, and those are the ones that I'm pulling out right now. So if you remember that show from weeks ago, you probably know what I'm leaning into, but then again, maybe you don't. But here we go. Welcome back. This is where we're hanging out with Rorschach, the superhero pig. Getting ready to take a look at something that is superhero related. This one coming by way of NECA in conjunction with King Features. We got the original superheroes. We've got Flash Gordon. And there was another version of Flash Gordon that I did pick up. See the back of the box art right there. I did pick up this version as well. I will not be opening this one, this big carded one. It's essentially the same as this figure with a few color variances and, of course, not as many accessories as the one in the box comes with. So the one in the box is the one we're going to open up and take a look at it. Here we go.
Pathetic earthlings! Who can save you now?
Here we go with Flash Gordon right out of the box in a nice static pose. Here we go with Flash Gordon in a bit of a pose, getting ready to duke it out with the bad guys. You can see some of the points of articulation, and as we get through the review, you're going to be able to see the rest of them. So let's get out some more of his accessories. Here we go with him in a bit of a wide stance right there, showing off some of the other points of articulation, seeing all the movement up in the arms, the bend in the wrists, and of course the other hand, that's a grasping hand for the blaster, which in case you can't tell, is tucked away in his belt holster. Here we go with Flash in a bit of a kneeling position. Of course, he's got his gun out and he's firing away. It does come with a really cool blast effect. It comes with a couple of different blast effects. Really difficult to get him into the kneeling position because he has on the waist what Vinnie likes to call the diaper. Kind of turn the lights down, and of course we've got a snake light in behind, so we kind of show off that blast effect just a little bit. We go with another pose with Flash Gordon, showing off some of the articulation. Unfortunately, this articulation is not good enough to allow him to stand on his tippy toe without some kind of additional aid. That's why I got the mini base in the front foot. We also have a secondary blast effect right there. It's a long shot blast effect where it's actually bouncing off a surface or another character. I will say NECA absolutely dropped the fucking ball on that one, because the way they actually designed it, there's a notch out at the bottom of the blast effect that goes over the gun that's supposed to fit over the end sight of the gun. It does not fit, so this damn thing falls off consistently and quite often. Absolute crap as far as quality is control is considered with that accessory.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah, classic NECA.
Yeah, you can tell why I got these guys up in the front of the queue.
Yeah.
I tend to start off with the rage reviews first, and get
Which
into
is always
the ones.
fun.
When I start losing my mind, everybody has a blast. You stop that, Poppy. You stop that right now, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna come down to freaking where you're at. I know where you're at. Don't make me come to find you, you son of a good dude, son of a bitch. I don't believe in God, but then Bacon proves there is a God. I'm confused. Oh, Jesus, you guys. What's wrong with y'all? It's supposed to fall out. The bullet doesn't stay in the gun. It's not even supposed to be bullets. He's supposed to have like blasters or something. But the blast effect, absolutely, it's shit the way it's designed. And so's the other one that goes on the gun. They've got the notch out for that top sight on the gun, and neither one port on correctly. It just irritates me. Irritates me to high heavens. And then the fact that he's supposed to have boot cuts.
Yeah.
And one side kind of works a little bit. The other side doesn't move at all. Absolutely doesn't move at all. The toes were really weak, so there was no balancing them on his toes. There was just so many misses on this figure.
That sucks ass.
I do have a second part to it, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the second part so we can get the complete overall breakdown that I have during the review of this figure. I don't think it's any worse than what I start off, but then again, I can't remember because I was raging during this review.
Blind rage, that's what happens. You don't, you forget everything. You don't know who you struck.
Well, here's the thing that I do with every last one of these reviews, and I know most of these other guys that do toy reviews, they take the toy out, they look the toy over, they play with it for a while, and then they do their review. I don't do that. I do blind reviews. So when I put them out on the table and I say, hey, we're getting into this, it's the first time I'm opening that package for that toy, and it's the first time I'm checking it out.
That's how I do it too, bro.
So many of these other guys, they take them out and they look at them over first, and then they do the review, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want to get a gut reaction. Like, how do I feel when I first open this up? I don't want to sit there and think about, oh, well, this isn't that bad if you just ignore all the other problems. No, I want a gut reaction every time I open these up, because I think that's the best way to inform anybody else who's thinking about getting these figures.
Yep.
How they're going to feel when they first open up, because I'd hate to sit there and say, oh, this is a great toy because I looked it over for 2 or 3 weeks before doing my review, and these are the finer points, and I'm going to ignore all the bad points. Nah, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, I can't do it that way either. There's some figures I'll open them if it's coinciding with another figure, but I'm not fidgeting with them and everything. I kind of just like put it aside. Like I'll have them in for like one or two shots and be like, yeah, I'll be reviewing this soon. But I don't really mess with it anymore. I just kind of like leave it because I got so many other things I'm juggling all the time. But I'm like you, man. I rather just do the full review, bam, right there, like, on the moment.
I think that's the best way. Slasher, your thoughts?
They look cool. I know I saw the preview video, but I thought they looked that one in. All right, I won't spoil your other thing. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, anybody that did catch the short and knew about the show, they know what's coming up, and it's not that much of a spoiler. But Yeah, and that's one thing I will get into on the second half of this review. I think a little bit. I'm pretty sure I still touched on it. Is they look amazing. The look is there.
Yeah.
It's the quality control and the finer points that NECA absolutely missed.
I know the sculptor.
I don't get it. They did such a marvelous job on the Phantom. Because when I had the Phantom one, that thing was perfect all the way through. I didn't have one complaint really about that one.
Yeah, because you know what it is? That means the Phantom was the first one that he sculpted, and the other ones, they reused the body and then just added the new parts. You know what I mean?
You know what? I do think Phantom was number one in the series because the next one after Flash, spoiler alert, if you didn't catch the short already, it's going to be Ming. But he's number 3, and Flash is number 2. So, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into the second half, and then I want to get everybody's overall thoughts of this one.
Okay.
Now, back to our program.
Pose with Flash Gordon walking, and now you can see he's got his last 2 accessory pieces. He's got his sword and his scabbard. Here we go with one more with Flash Gordon using both hands to wield his sword. I will say overall this is a very nice looking figure, but there are a lot of huge misses in articulation on this one and the way some of the accessories work. Number one, there is a bit of a problem with some of the toes on these things. Like they bend, but they're so weak, like so incredibly weak. They almost feel like they're going to break. Another problem that I found with this one is in the arm joints up here. He does have a bit of a problem with the one arm joint where it feels extremely weak in the elbow. Now, if I can only get the sword out of his hand. This joint right here is very floppy and very weak. It shouldn't be like that. Quality control, NECA. Quality control. I waited so long to be able to review this one because it looks absolutely terrific. The one that I did for the Phantom, I had no issues with that one whatsoever. This one, I am finding all kinds of issues, and it really is sad because it is quite an amazing looking figure. Once again, NECA, quality control with this shit. Look at that, can't even stand on his own. Anyway, guys, even though this one looks nice, he's got some okay looking accessories. He's got the different head mold. Because of the lack of detail, finer detail, especially with the articulation and with some of the accessories not working the way they should, the absolute best that I can give this one is a 7 out of 10. And it's sad because it looks amazing for that cartoon-esque, almost cartoon-looking version, the comic version of Flash Gordon. It just is a shame. But 7 out of 10 is the best we can give it. Anyway, guys, that is all we have on this one. What did you think about our assessment of this figure? Be sure to let Rorschach, the superhero pig, know what you thought.
Yeah, it's a damn shame when it's just like, it just misses the mark by a little bit. Yeah, because like you say, it's their quality control is shit.
It really pissed me off. I ain't going no Flash Gordon. God damn it. I remember watching a Flash Gordon Condor Man double feature matinee when I was a kid. Nice. Of course he has a problem with his joints. He crashed into Mongo in a makeshift ship. I just recently rewatched that old cartoon too, Time Prophet, because I was trying to get in the mood, like to get ready to do the review, and a little bit upset about this one. And the only reason it's getting 7 pigs out of 10, I'm not giving them any ducks or chickens or goats. The only reason it's getting 7 out of 10 is just because the likeness is there. That is it. Everything else was a miss.
That is disappointing. Are you getting the other Defenders of the Earth as well?
Probably not. Probably not. I waited like I said, I waited so long to do the review on this one.
Yeah.
And after the Phantom, I was like, man, this one should be great. It should be great. It should be just like the Phantom. It's the basic same body mold. I'm thinking like this is going to be great, and then issues. And I was like, Well, I guess that's the last time I'm going to be getting them. Like, no, thank you. If they're all going to be like that, I give them one golden hamster.
One gold dropping.
Right? Someone should do a watch party for Condor Man. I don't think
that would be cool.
Yeah,
What was Condor? Was that a Japanese one?
No.
Was there a Japanese one kind of like Condor Man? Something like that?
What's that actor? He did the Broadway stage a Phantom of the Opera for a long time. I can't remember the guy's name.
No idea.
He was a good actor, but yeah, Condor Man was crazy. It's the one he had that big condor suit, and he had the first like that gliding kind of contraption. You remember the second Batman movie when he was on the roof and he
yeah.
wings? And basically, Condor Man has something like that, but the wingspan's even bigger. And yeah, he like, I think it starts off with him jumping off the Eiffel Tower or some shit like that. It was crazy.
I'm mistaken that was some Japanese one. I can't remember the name.
I think so.
You're talking about the one where they had the white bird helmet suit?
Wasn't that a cartoon though?
Yeah.
The Gatchaman.
Did they make a live action of that?
Well, what the hell was it called in the States again?
Battle for the Planets, or they had like 3 different names. I think Battle for the Planets or some shit was one of the names.
I forget. I remember seeing a little bit when I was younger because I used to watch Star Blazers, so I would catch some of the other stuff. They weren't my favorites. I really like Star Blazers. Like after Star Blazers over, I may watch 1 or 2, and I'm like, nah.
There was supposed to be an animated movie of those things, the Gatchaman thing, and they had a couple of like a test trailer, and it looked phenomenal, and like it never went anywhere. Yeah, Battle of the Planets was Gatchaman in Japanese. Okay.
I'm remembering seeing some Japanese one that was like the way it looked is similar to the 70s Spider-Man TV shows, the miniseries they had.
Okay. Yeah, this movie had
the TV movies, whatever it was.
Yeah,
it was very like the way it was out on the street and like brightly lit, but it still looked dark for some reason.
Yeah.
So Time Prophet also said Michael Crawford.
Yeah, that's
Condor Man was in a sitcom called Some Mothers Do Have Him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was, Papa, Condor Man, 1981 family comedy.
Yep. Yeah, I remember.
81? Okay, because this one I saw, this thing that I'm remembering did not look 80s at all. It just looks 70s as well.
Yeah, I remember that 70s Spider-Man Time Prophet. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm going to get into the next 2 segments. Obviously, we know who this is going to be. We already had Flash, but this is another one. It falls short, and it's another one that I was really, really pissed off about. I don't know how pissed off it comes off in the review, but I was quite fucking livid at this point. Here we go.
Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
Welcome back again. We are hanging out with Rorschach, the superhero pig. What's up, Rorschach? Oh, Rorschach's hanging out, and of course, you know what that means. It's superhero related. So, from NECA in conjunction with King's Features, we got the original superheroes. We got Flash Gordon. We got Ming, the Merciless. 33 points of articulation. Another one that I've had for quite some time. Finally getting around to doing this review. And much like the Flash Gordon and the Phantom, I feel that this one is pretty much going to fall in line with how those ones perform. But you never know. Let's go ahead and get this one out of the box and take a look at it. We go right out of the box with Ming the Merciless. This one is very much almost the same type of mold as the Phantom and the Flash Gordon one. I will say that the arm joints on this one, they feel a little bit sturdier on this side, but not this side. So it was the opposite for Flash Gordon. This one feels a little weaker. This one feels fine. Another problem, I know, huge defect right here in the toe. Like, this is as far down as it goes. It doesn't go flat, where this other side goes completely flat, no problem whatsoever, and it's actually a nice tight toe joint right there. This one, kind of loose, doesn't even go very far up because it's all fucked up Like, seriously, NECA, what is up with that shit? He does come with a nice soft cloak on the back, which, you know, once again, kind of cheaply done. They just kind of cut the material. No wire or nothing like that, so it just kind of hangs in the back. Cheap NECA. Let's see what else that Ming comes with.
I know who you are.
Much like the Flash Gordon, he has a lot of the same articulation, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, pivots at the wrist and turn, decent rockers and pivots down at the feet. He does have toe joint manipulation, which is kind of iffy at best, especially on the one side where it doesn't turn at all, NECA. The ball joints up at the hips that actually do turn and move up a little bit, but unfortunately you have, once again, as Vinnie says, the restrictive diaper around the waist, which kind of limits his legs actually moving up. He can turn at the waist. He's got that T-joint waist cut, and then, of course, he's got a nice ball and turn up at the head. Overall, not bad looking. Of course, the gun, he has the gun in his hand. This can go in his holster, and he does come with the same blast effects that Flash Gordon did. This single joint, this single blast, and then, of course, that big long one, which is a piece of junk, and the same as the Flash Gordon, is not cut properly to actually fit on the gun, so I'm not even going to bother showing that one off again.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah, dude, that's aggravating shit, man.
And you know what? Don't get me wrong. That was probably like the third or fourth take, because the other takes were just me cursing, and I didn't think that would really going to get the point across to how badly NECA did on this.
Yeah.
You know what? Cursing like a dock worker is fine for some things, but I'm thinking for the toy reviews to get my point across, just cursing like a maniac might not do it.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's still entertaining, and sometimes they force my hand as well, and there's no getting around that. I'm just going to say that right now.
Nope. All right, let's get into the second half, and then the floor, as they say, is yours. Did they take a Ninja Turtle and stick Ming's head on top of it? Yeah, I don't remember Ming having muscles like that. No, like even in the old cartoon, I mean, he had a little bit, but not that much.
No, when he's that shredded, no.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's up, Bone? Good to see you. Well, that's because they just reused a single mold over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what they want to do. That's what these companies like to do. If they could save some money, they're going to do it. And that means they didn't believe in this line.
I always thought it was funny with the Thundercats when how they made the Mumra figure so huge, and I mean the Mumra figure when he's in a robe is so tiny compared to the other one that actually has the, you know, the trigger on the back where he smashes his hands.
Yeah. It was
freaking horrible.
He's supposed to be small, wasn't he?
Was he that much smaller in the cartoon?
The Mummy one?
I don't remember.
The Mummy one was
smaller. But...
I mean, taller. I mean, like taller wise.
No, he was like a Mishi. He was tiny. That's why it was so cool when he summons the spears to turn him into Mumra the Ever Living.
Ancient forces of evil.
Transform this decayed form.
But I remember my friend,
Mumra the Ever Living.
all my friends had the regular Mumra figure, and then another one of my friends had the mummy one. I was like, whoa, this is fucking small compared for a Thundercats figure.
Yeah, because he came with the there was like a play set that had
I don't remember what he came with. I just remember
it was the play set.
Yeah, he had the sarcophagus thing, and I think he had like
okay,
like the circle part. I think too. I only knew one kid that had it back in the day, and I never
knew he was part of a playset or whatever.
Yeah, that's the only way you could get him. That's why no one had him.
Well, it was like originally a Wily Kit and Wily Cat. They came with something else. They didn't come by themselves.
Yeah, one came with Chitara and one came with Tigra. And then I think they re-released them together at one point, I want to say. But I know they each came with one of the other ones.
Did
I also wasn't
did Snarf?
Oh, sorry.
Did Snarf come with Lion or did he come with Panthera?
No, he came with Lion.
Came with Lion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Slasher. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wasn't a collector of Thundercats. Like my knowledge of Thundercats was going to a friend's house and seeing them. Yeah, like They had a bunch of them. My friends, they had like silver hawks and shit. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna collect this. It looked cool, but it was just another thing to get into and distract me from what I wanted to collect.
Yep.
I mean, they got the newer versions I've seen of the Silverhawks look really cool, but like it's the same thing. I wasn't huge into them when I was growing up. I remember them, but yeah,
Let
the
me
new
guess,
ones
though, they don't have the action, right? They don't have the action.
I don't think they have action, but they do look really nice, and they got tons of articulation.
Super
But
7.
the whole point of
I
those
think I think it is Super 7.
the whole point of those figures was the action.
Yeah, but what they left out, they didn't give them the metallic finish.
Yeah, they didn't do that either. Come on.
Yep, that's why I didn't get them. I thought about it. I'm like, well, I'll get at least one or two because there's a couple of characters I do like in that series, but I'm like, nope, not going to do it because they didn't do it right.
Was poor profit. Many of us still are. We just
those
fake
figures weren't cheap back in the fucking 80s. They weren't cheap.
Well, you know what? Like I talk to people about that all the time. Like especially the Transformers. The price of those ones, like that and GoBots and some of the other ones. I mean, they seem like they were relatively cheap by today's standards. But back then, Optimus Prime for $20, that was a decent chunk of money.
Well, that's also the Transformers, though. It's because they're different sizes, so you also get different price ranges. You know?
Right, yeah. Because the small mini cars were only like $2.99 or something like that. Regular GoBots were $4.99 because they were slightly bigger than the mini cars. The twin packs of the cassette tapes for Soundwave, which was like Ravage and Rumble and Laserbeak and Frenzy, they were going for $4.99, the same as the GoBots. Then you got what was like your large Autobot cars. They were at $9.99, and then the Jets were $11.99. And then later on, by the time they came out with Megatron and Prime, they were $20. Soundwave was somewhere around $14.99, I believe it was. And by the time they get into the later waves, like the second generation, some of those prices went up. So the Dinobots were, I think they were right around $14.99 by then, because they had all jumped in price a little bit. But yeah, even a $20 toy back then, that was a lot of money, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
But and they had some really expensive ones, like those friggin' what were those ones? Oh, Inhumanoids, the big ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you had the big the ones that were supposed to be the monsters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the same thing what Takara found out early on. I mean, late 70s, it was too pricey to make those big 12-inch figures, because they started off the back of the original G.I. Joe line, and
I remember
Henshin Cyborg line, and it was too expensive. That's when they shrunk it down and they created Microman.
I remember G.I. Joes. The most you would find them for was like $4.99, and that depended on the store you went to. A lot of the stores around here was $3.99. That was the most you would pay for. Not a vehicle or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just a Joe figure.
Well, you know what? I have the memories of the original Star Wars figures when they first came out. That you know how much they were in the stores when they first came out.
About the same.
$1.75.
Oh,
damn.
Nice.
I remember that shit, man. As a matter of fact, I still have a couple card backs in my back room from my original collection, where it's still got the $1.75 sticker on them.
Can we go back to those prices, please?
I know, right? Can we keep today's current value on money and just go back to those prices? I think we'd be okay then.
But I remember the LJN wrestlers. Those things were not cheap either. They were like $10.
Yeah, they were like $9.99.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny because they were the cheapest things to make.
Yeah. Zero articulation.
Yep. One
barely any
mold.
of them actually looked like the fucking guy that they're supposed to be.
Dude, it's crazy. And basically, it was just like they just paid for paint, essentially.
It was basically just a doggy toy.
Yeah.
You get a Hulk Hogan doggy toy.
Oh, shit.
And don't let the dogs get it. And what's going on? Scrambles, man. Good to see you.
Hey, Scrambles.
I'm at work training someone. Can't chat much. No worries. Thanks for being here. I mean, that's all that matters. Really do appreciate you guys spending your time with us. More than you realize.
Yep.
But I'll get into the second part of Ming here, and then like I said, I hand it off to you, Vinny.
All right.
So here we go.
Now, back to our program.
Here we go with Ming in another pose, just basking in his evil glory. He does come with 2 extra hands on this one. This one is actually showing off the ring really nice on there. And unlike Flash Gordon, he does actually have boot cuts. So show off the hands right there with the ring on it. That's pretty cool. Got them evil clawed looking hands. The detailing on this face is absolutely outstanding. I think this one looks really, really nice. They did a good job with the mold on that. This hand, while kind of cool, really another one that dropped the ball neck of this thing just kind of falls out. There's really nothing holding this one in. It barely sits in there at all. May start turning the wrist, it starts pulling out of the joint. Another huge quality control miss right there. Here we go with the last of Ming's accessories. As you can see, he's got that big sword and scabbard that ports in onto the side. And yeah, that is a gold colored chain that's actually sitting on that scabbard. A nice little accessory. One last shot with Ming right here. Got his sword out, which was one more hand, which this hand was not made very well to be able to get the sword into his hand. Actually had the top of the blade pop off the hilt, off the basket hilt. Luckily, it was like a little pin that actually, and there's a hole in the center of the blade. You just put it right back on, you glue it back in place, but it should have never happened. The hand should have been open just slightly more to be able to accept the hilt of this freaking sword, and it just wasn't. Once again, quality control. Problems, NECA, problems with this shit. I think the secondary face, once again, I think the secondary face, really good detailing on that. It looks pretty cool. The sword looks really cool, even with the little like gem that they have at the very tip of the sword. All that is really cool. The clawed hand, all that stuff is pretty amazing. Like the figure looks nice, but when all the accessories don't match up to the look of what should be in the quality of the figure, you absolutely missed me on this one. Much like the Flash Gordon, the best I'm giving this one is 7 out of 10. Anyway, guys, that is all we have on this one. What did you think of our assessment of this figure? Do you think we were harsh? Do you think we were spot on? As usual, we always try to give a very fair and honest review on all these things because we have some integrity, which some of the other reviewers I noticed do not have. But overall, though, this one does look like Ming the Merciless, so we do enjoy that aspect of it, and it is really a shame it took this long to get around to this review, but better late than never. Anyway, guys, be sure to let Rorschach, the superhero pig, know what you thought about this one.
Yeah, I mean, all the elements are there. He does look good on the shelf, but like you said, loose, like plug-in for the hand, these like minor little things. Like you said, it's quality control. That figure suffered just from that alone. You know,
it absolutely did. And let me tell you, that freaking sword popping out of that freaking basket hilt. Oh boy, did that fucking! Yeah. I thought it broke at first, and I started flipping shit, and I was like, oh wait a minute, it just popped out. Real quick, stop for a second. Welcome, Trina.
What's up, Trina?
Hey, Trina.
What's going on? JP's Tabernacle. What's going on? The full size LJN or the thumb wrestlers? I remember the thumb.
Those thumb wrestlers. Yeah.
I had a few.
Cool
matter of fact,
yeah,
I think I still have a few.
I had some.
Yeah, those were cool, man. I did like them because you could grab a bunch of them and take them somewhere. Those bigger ones were harder to, like, if you want to go hang out with friends and stuff. It's like you couldn't just like.
You could beat someone with one of those old fucking.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Damn right. Yeah, somebody's breaking in your house. You just wing Hulk Hogan
like
across
fucking
the
slapjack. Not even just hold it by the leg. It's just whap.
Yeah. Holy shit.
His hand comes off with Flash cuts off.
I remember. Yeah, I had a Hillbilly Jim. That thing could have definitely killed someone.
Oh yeah. Oh, that King Kong Bundy one. That thing that should have just said on the fucking box, warning, murder weapon.
Yeah.
What's going on, Soul Assassin? Good to see you.
What's up, man? Good seeing you.
Cool. What's up, Soul Assassin? No, I'm not. It's cool. I heard that word in years.
Yeah, you know, JP's absolutely. The sculpt work that they did on the face,
Yep.
and some of the accessories look really nice. But once again, when the shit doesn't work as it should, yeah, that's when we have big problems. Big problems. And like I said, this is probably the second or third take I did on it because, yeah, cursing. A lot of cursing.
Yeah. Yeah, because the sculptor, I mean, he knows what he's doing. He did a fantastic job. He did the majority of those gargoyle figures as well. And beautiful. But again, if it's the quality control, because like, oh yeah, just do this, just do that, and then like, yeah, we'll use the extra part for the disc that has the plug-in, and yeah, no problem. And that's what happens. If it's something completely from scratch, it's going to be more perfect. Like you said, the Phantom figure that you reviewed, he was the first in the line. So all the love and attention went into him, and those other figures, they kind of got the shit end of the stick, so to speak.
It just really is a shame. Like once again, there's so many elements of these two figures that were just absolutely outstanding. And if the attention to detail in the face and some of the other accessories wasn't there, these things probably would have got a 5 for all the problems that they had.
Yeah.
And that stupid diaper. That stupid diaper.
I hate that so much on figures. The diapers are the worst thing, man, because it's usually made out of a different material. And those things degrade over time too. That kind of rubbery shit. Yeah, it's just it pisses me off. But here's the thing again: you get those figures in, they come into the office, and you look at all that stuff. It's like the peg hole for the wrist. That's when you go, okay. You make a note for China. This needs to be like 1/10 of an inch thicker. That way, it'll port into the arm better. The diaper thing, it's too soft and it's floating. We need to fix that. You need to put a pin somewhere and glue it in another spot, or use material that's a little bit thicker. There's like a certain breakdown that you do, and they get that list, and then they send you another production sample. And as long as it meets their requirements, then you okay, time to mass produce. But you know.
So how many different versions is this that you've shown in Flash Gordon these past couple weeks? You showed the movie,
that's
the
3 of
Defenders
them.
of the Earth one, and now this one.
Yeah.
But there was the other one too. There was two. There was in the beginning of that review. You had. There's what, 4 of him, I think.
Well, I have 3. I have 3 Flash Gordons. So I have the movie one, and I have these 2 that I showed off here. Both of these are technically both. Well, one is actually original superheroes, which is technically part of the Defenders of the Earth toy line as well.
Yeah.
And then the other one I have, I think that one is just listed as old school Flash Gordon. It's supposed to be more like the cartoon version.
There's a 2-pack with Flash Gordon and Ming that's comic book related as well, which I filmed it for a short a couple weeks ago, a month ago, something like that. Yeah. So there's at least 4 of those Flash Gordons.
I'm pretty happy with the ones I have. I just, like I said, I wish they would have got this one right. I was so excited to freaking review this one. And after all the fun that I had with the other one, even with the misses that the movie one had, I really thought that this one was going to be even better, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, I'd say so far the best looking ones are the movie one.
It's sad. It's sad because, like, once again, the sculpt work, like Vinnie says, he knows guys that does a lot of the sculpt work stuff. That sculpt work on those faces for these figures was outstanding.
Yep,
absolutely outstanding. It's just, everything else just, and now like that toe, that pivot on the toe for freaking Ming, like that thing is all jacked up. It's like it's screwed up bad. You can feel like it almost feels like they made the pinhole sideways and they jammed the pin into the toe, and that's why it doesn't move right. Like, what a piece of junk. Trina's laughing about diaper. Biden walks in. Time Prophet says, for any British people, a diaper is a nappy.
That's right.
Wouldn't they be better off just making the foot just completely flat? Wouldn't they be better off that way?
I think they would have. Quite honestly, for this one, I think it would have been better if it would have been just a flat foot. With all the pivot and rock and the feet, they didn't need it.
I think the reason why they did it was like competition with McFarlane.
I'd probably get kicked out of the fucking boardroom if I said that.
Well, no, Vinnie, you're absolutely right. It's competition because on the front of the packaging, they made sure to put in letters that you would see 33 points of articulation.
Yeah, there you go. like I said, it's always going to be that rivalry because those people, they came from McFarlane. Like, Randy that's running NECA, a lot of the sculptors, the paint department. Like, I look at the names in those boxes. I'm like, oh, I know a lot of these folks.
Vinnie,
And work with them.
you want to take this one?
What? The detail on the face was almost... Yeah, McFarlane asked. Yeah, but what's ironic, though, I don't think he did anything for McFarlane, that particular sculptor. I've known him from other stuff. He did work at Art Asylum, and then, and he did a lot of work for NECA, but he definitely has that style, and the guy could do realism as well. So it's cool stuff, though. Oh, that... I did do a review, not a review, a quick short of like a 2.5 foot Deadpool that was in the window of a store. He made that Deadpool as well. It was sick, but I wasn't even gonna attempt to ask a price. That store was a rip off and a half. That thing was it's a tourist trap in the mall. Some little fucking like boutique store that your regular NECA figures they charge $60 for starting price. Yeah. Here's a bag of D's so you can
I'll
choke
lay my
on
balls out on the counter.
Yeah.
And by the way, Vinnie got Trina all fired up. I remember when I first started watching Tommy and Vinnie would always call it the diaper area. I told him it's called the pelvis.
Yeah. Yeah, being someone who knows anatomy, I know what a pelvis is. But they literally had diapers on these characters. It drove, especially McFarlane. Oh, go back and look at some of those reviews. Todd was like notorious for that. It's just like this floating diaper. I'm like, oh.
Well, you need to put the diaper on them. How else are they going to hold in all the tuna?
Yeah, it depends. That's right. Yeah, I brought back a good number of McFarlane figures early on. I was infuriated with what he had done. Shit was crazy. But I do have some figures we're going to be reviewing here. So let me whip this out. So we have I got the Doc Ock. You saw him in the Spider-Man reviews. I figured let me break into this one. Because this guy was a pretty cool figure. I had him sitting in the box for a while now. I just, like you, Tommy, I didn't have a chance to review him. But he is a nice figure. Packaging, at first glance, looks okay, but still really aggravating that there wasn't a window to actually see the figure himself. And he only has a couple of shortcomings. Overall, pretty solid figure. I'll give them that. The thing that I noticed, and it's some kind of a trend that they're doing with Marvel Legends, and I believe it's to save money, they're not doing any kind of wash or dry brush on paint anymore. It's like they're molding them in solid colors. So his coat's a solid color.
Is that all related to their loss of profits, you think?
I do think so. It's crazy because they're getting better with the technology for like the real scans or the heads, the faces and stuff, and the printing, the digital printing that they're doing now on the faces. They're getting great with that, and then they take such shortcuts everywhere else. I don't know. It's a little bit odd. But for the most part, it is very adequate for what these guys are. Look how bad this packaging is, by the way. When you open up a figure, this is not what you want to see. There's nothing holding it insecure except for like these tabbed in things, and they're in tissue paper.
We know that they're supposed to be getting away from this. I'm assuming that this thing must have been the end of the production line before they're changing over.
I believe so because they phased out a whole bunch of other stuff already. The new GI Joes are hitting, and they're already in the proper packaging again with the window. But you know what? Like I said, for what they are, still pretty damn nice. The material, whatever it was that they used to make the tentacles, those are fantastic, sturdy. You have to use a little bit of force in order to actually get them into the right positions as well. How you want to display them, and it does hold. Like he can hold; those arms could hold up the figure. So if you want them to stand up properly, you could do that, and that's where they gave you the extra tentacle hands or arms, whatever you want to, the hand part. So you have two of them that are articulated like this. So you could open up, and those are technically the ones that go on the top left and the top right. He does have alternate hands, so that's cool that they added those. Very nicely sculpted. But again, just solid plastic. Yeah, my biggest gripe were his glasses. I think they look too narrow on his face. It wasn't sitting right, but it's pinned and glued. You can't take it off. That's the only thing that kind of throws it off, because his likeness, it is there, but it makes, because of the glasses, it makes his face look a little more narrow than it should have been. Yeah, for an octopus Doc Ock figure, this is really nice. I was pretty impressed by this guy. Head movement is fantastic. Ball joint in there. I think there's like a dumbbell one at the base of the neck as well. Arms go all the way around. Ball joint there. Bicep cut. Single hinge for the elbow, but it has the pivot in there. So it's almost like the old school kind of NECA figures when they did something similar. He has the standard wrist joint. He has the hula hoop action. It's at the bottom. And yeah, the metal, well, it's supposed to be metal for his waist. That's like a softer plastic. It's just kind of floating. So you could slide it down or up a little bit, depending how you want it to sit, to look more accurate to the movie. Splits, kind of okay. Doc Ock ain't doing any splits. Not in real life anyway. He's got the upper thigh cut. He's got double hinge for the knee, and he does have your standard kind of pivot with the hinge for the foot. So that works. It's great. Articulation is pretty adequate on this guy. And yes, the arms are bendy, but they're very solid, very sturdy. Again, the articulation that's in the triangular hand parts. The one that's open, there's no articulation. Same with the bottom ones, no articulation. So yeah, that's how he's supposed to look all around. But like I said, when you stand him up, you could use the arms that are on the bottom for the top part. So if you want to like grabbing a Spider-Man figure or whatever, you could do that. But good options. I think that they should have had a better peg system for those kind of hands to go into the arms, because depending how you pose it, it could fall off. It needed something that kind of clicked in a little bit better, and because it just kind of, it's just the male-female joint essentially, and it just slides off. There's nothing that really clicks it and holds it. So that's the only other, I guess, major, or not major, or a minor kind of critique. But overall, he looks great. So Alfred Molina's likeness is there. Cool looking figure all around. And like I said, he could hold himself up. Not any Doc Ock figures in the past could have done shit like this. So that's impressive. So overall, I'll give him credit for that. The sculpt itself is very nice. The only thing he's really lacking in would be the extra paint, because like if you're gonna go, the Marvel Cinematic Universe approach with some of these more realistic kind of way that they're doing them, that's the only thing that's lacking. But and Alfred Molina, fantastic actor. I loved him in Spider-Man 2. He did a great job in this movie, reprising his role as Doc Ock. To me, he was one of the standouts in that whole film.
Now, here I got to ask you, since it's obviously a lack of extra detailing with the paint, do you suppose that's why the glasses look really off to you?
No, I think it's too narrow. The way that they have it, because I guess they wanted it closer to the face so it glues in better and it doesn't fall off, because kids playing with these figures, there's a good chance it's going to come off or whatever. But if it's more narrow and tighter to the face, there's a less chance of that happening. But you could see his eyes are sculpted as well. If you flash the light in it, you could see his pupils and everything. Like they put a lot of work into it. It just sucks that they kind of they did that silly mistake. But like I said, overall though, I gave this guy a pretty high score because it does look awesome. And trust me, once these guys are gone, good luck finding them again.
I know I've seen quite a few in my local Target, and I hear what you're saying with the bendy wire, and considering that this is like more like budget oriented for collectors, This
Yeah.
isn't like high end. So using the bendy wire and something like that is absolutely understandable. But I mean, if
Yeah.
you were looking for a high quality figure, you
Mhm.
never want to see these bendy wires and high quality stuff.
Oh, I
'Cause,
agree.
yeah,
But
as soon as you get any kind of humidity or anything gets in there to actually degrade the metal that's in there, it's
Yeah.
over for that shit.
I gotta say though, whatever the plastic they used on here, this does not feel like it's going to be breaking anytime soon. Like I'm telling you, it's very solid. I was very surprised with how sturdy this is. And obviously back here, this guy, yeah, you can't find him anywhere. I had to order him for Big Bad Toy Store before he sold out. Because yeah, everywhere else you cannot find him. I did searches all over the place. Yeah, he's not even in the state. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I'll be reviewing him soon as well.
Time Prophet is pretty impressed with this one. He gives it 5 swans.
Yeah, this is a good one.
In case anybody's not paying attention to what's going on in the chat with this, apparently we are trying to trade animals and livestock for figures now. It's a new thing that we're doing over here on Collectable Past. We're working on it. We don't have the exchange rate quite down yet, so we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, but I did give him an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, there is a lot here that they did a fantastic job on. I mean, even the texturing on the shirt as well for the black turtleneck. Very nicely done. The sculpt work is there. The arms, all the detail that's in those, yeah, out of this world. So yeah, I'd say if they fixed the glasses, he would have been a solid 9. Had he had the paint as well, and maybe double hinged elbows instead of the single, this guy could have easily been a 10, easily. So yeah, overall, excellent stuff here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing that guy because I just kind of opened him up to put him over here just to show you guys like a side by side of 2 of the better villains in the Spider-Man universe. Don't forget, guys, I still have an art book that goes out the door right away. So if you want to back something awesome, 64 pages, jump on it. But yeah, this guy, excellent figure. The arms make it for sure. Yeah, killer stuff right here.
And it's kind of crazy they didn't go for the double jointed elbows because I actually have a few figures that do have double jointed elbows as well as having their turn in the elbow. And then, of course, having the turn up at the top of the bicep too. They absolutely could have put it in there. They just, they're skimping. They're skimping out.
They are, but this drives me crazy because this is the same thing that they did with the Indiana Jones figure, and I think they do it with the Star Wars figures a lot too. Just one big stupid disc in the arm. It looks so fucking ugly. I'm sorry, it really does. Yeah, it's functional, but it looks bad. So work your way around this. Come on, you can do better than that. Oh, Hasbro, just step it up. So. Yeah, that was my first one. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Awesome. Slasher, did you have anything this week or no?
Sure. One sec.
We're exchanging monkeys now? I wasn't. I mean, I understand. I knew we had pigs and dragons, chickens, goats, horses, cows, and ducks. I was unaware of this exchange. We're going to have to rewrite the whole table on exchange for these things now.
Oh, yeah, dude, that Lemmy looks great. That's fantastic.
$55.
That price is not fantastic, but the figure looks great. This is Super 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did they have to pay Nick Weiser for this?
They should have had an alternate head for him. Holy shit, man. Yeah, that looks really good. Nice.
Like, does he actually come with a cigarette? Oh man, does he come with a cigarette hand? Yes, he does.
He does.
With a cigarette hand.
That's awesome.
And a middle finger.
That is excellent.
And a fucking bottle of Motorhead tequila. Looks like the The Motorhead logo on there. Yeah, it is the Motorhead logo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
dude,
this.
that is beautiful.
Look at that. It got the warts and everything.
Yep. See, I like their style because it's like it's still cartoony, but it's still there's enough realism where you can definitely see who it is. Good shit. And that's like soft goods for the shirt.
It looks like it, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Nice. Dude, that's pretty badass.
Tattoos and everything.
I wonder
Yeah.
what other music ones they got that they're gonna do like that. That looks better than that Alice Cooper from the other day.
Oh
Is it
yeah,
Alice
McFarlane
Cooper
one.
you were showing, or was it
Yeah,
Ozzy?
yeah, Melty, Alice Cooper and Melty, Ozzy. We were both
Soul Assassin, I will say this, just from my experience with one figure. They can do better.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, because I was collecting Super 7 technically before anybody really knew who they were.
Mhm.
So this is back when they were still only known as Reaction.
Yeah.
And they had made a bunch of Judge Dredd figures way back in the day before they became famous for doing the little 3 3/4 Star Wars type figures. This was before KB Toy Store had closed down. Those damn figures for Judge Dredd 2000 AD were in KB Toy Store, and it was by Reaction, and they were amazing figures. And then they scaled down. They went with 3 3/4, and they went a little bit cheaper. And then the last one I got is Lurch had sent me, which I guess Lurch ain't going to make it tonight. Lurch had sent me a Cobra Commander from Super 7. Looked great. There were so many quality control issues in that damn thing. I thought I was looking at that freaking, well, I guess for better explanation, the Flash Gordon figures. There were so many quality control issues with the damn thing. Hands that didn't port in, sounds just like them. A weapon that had no handle, absolutely retarded. All kinds of other problems with the joints being loose and shit like that. Like absolutely horrendous. And I'm like looking at this thing and like, this thing is selling for over 40 some odd dollars, which is more than a NECA figure right now. It's selling for more. And you're telling me this is the best that they can give you? I would rather buy a classified figure from Hasbro and know that I'm going to get a good quality G.I. Joe figure than to buy another Super 7 G.I. Joe.
Yeah. See, them doing Super 7 really made no sense to me when you have classifieds that it's such a strong series and they sell out all the time. I have 3 of the Thundercats figures. I have when it was the other company, I think it was, what did you say, Reaction? They had a Panthro. So I had him. I found him on a discount in a GameStop for like $25 or something. That's why I got him. Like, oh, he was one of my favorite characters. And then years later, as they're Super 7 now, I got, I think, the 2.0 Lion-O. Fantastic figure. That thing was beautiful. No issues whatsoever.
Well, that and the Mumra.
Yeah, Mumra the Ever Living with Malmut. Holy crap. What a beautiful set. Everything about that was just, it was picture perfect. So, yeah, they could do that quality for sure. And I do like those better than most McFarlane figures, to be quite honest. I don't know, McFarlane has like, it feels like most of the time ugly robot joints and a really ugly aesthetic to their figures.
Well, they've been getting really lazy. I mean, and they really started to kick off with getting really lazy again with that Batman 66 line. Absolutely just went so cheap with the articulation in those figures. And the early ones, they really did a stellar job on at least making it look like the actors and everything from the show.
Yep.
But as the line went further on, they started getting further and further away from what the actors looked like. And then the paint jobs on them did not match the show. Like they really just started like sinking in the toilet. And I think that was what was that, like third wave of them, and that's when I kind of checked out. I was like, nope, I ain't buying any more of these things. They can miss me with that shit.
Yeah, like I said, I think I'm pretty much done with all that McFarlane shit. I got a couple of reviews that I still need to do. There's 2 figures from when I moved. I don't know where I put them. I don't want to do a full review on those, but at this point, I don't even think I want to give them a spotlight, to be quite honest. I might though. I have I have one of those Dark Knight Christian Bales. It was like the unmasked one. I think it looks really good, like the face and everything, but I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, to be quite honest.
So my trade value for a McFarlane figure right now, as it stands, current market, as far as I'm concerned, is one empty can of tuna.
Yep, pretty much. You know, like I said, there are certain characters, if he does them, I would definitely jump on them as long as they look right. Jack Nicholson Joker, which I don't think he'll ever pay the money in order to make that. And there's a reason why not many companies tackled him. And I think I have the best one anyway. I have the one
because of him owning the fucking
well, the deal,
merchandising rights. Well, not
yeah, the deal that Jack cut for the 1989 movie, he's got a major chunk of fucking money out of anything that has his likeness as a Joker. So, and Todd will not spend the money in order to make him. So it has to be either some kind of miracle, or if he kicks the bucket, I think it's the only way we'll end up seeing a Jack Nicholson Joker from him. And Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. Like, why hasn't that happened yet? Like,
never.
He hasn't done them.
Nobody.
Could you think of someone who did? I've seen statues, but I don't think I've ever seen an actual proper, you know, like 6-inch figure of her. Well, these companies, man, I don't know. They could be making a fortune, but they're afraid to do these things. They're afraid to go near it, or they don't want to pay, you know, the proper money to these actors. It's so stupid. And then what do? They end up denying the fans all this stuff. It's very aggravating. I don't know. Should I go with my last piece now, or
I've got a few other things if you want me to go first, but just to finish up on that McFarlane talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I just had the thought and I just lost it. But it was something. Oh, the Superpowers collection. So when McFarlane re-released the Superpowers collection, he did not include any of the actions, and that's what that line was sold on, the premise of the actions.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's why I got so
just like Silverhawks, like I was saying before.
Yeah.
Like
well, that was another one, Slasher, was when Motu started doing the Origins line. Initially, they were including a lot of the actions that the original figures had, and I thought that was great. Then all of a sudden, they started not including it, like Mechaneck. He didn't have an extending head anymore. He had a separate head that you popped off and put the long neck on. I was like, I ain't buying that shit. Ram Man, at least Ram Man had the legs that bounced up. Hordak, Buzzsaw, Hordak had the freaking buzzsaws that shot out of his chest. All that, you know, Battle Armor He-Man Skeletor had the freaking battle armor thing in the middle that it spun around a couple times to, you know, showed the damage. But when they got the Mechaneck and Rattler and there was a few other ones, they didn't have the action in there. They included separate heads. I was like, nah, you can miss me with that shit. I ain't buying that. That's garbage. If it's Origins, it needs to be just like the original one with those same type. I'm not saying make it exactly like the original one, but at least give us the same type of operating premise that the original one had, if that's what you're going for. They did that with the classic lines with the Turtles. Like everything the original Turtles did, that's what these re-releases have. And that's the way you should be doing it. If you add a little more articulation like they did with the Motu, there's nothing wrong with that. But at least include the original functions. They did it with Roboto with all the little gears and his chest moving.
Yeah.
You know, there was no reason they couldn't, but they just got cheap.
Mm-hmm. That sucks.
I'm sorry. I went on a rant. Back to toys.
Well, but that's it, man. Like you said, that's a gimmick that was supposed to be in that line, and they denied the fans that. It's
but yeah, this thing with Superpowers was you squeeze the arms or the legs, and they do an action.
No tuna for Todd.
No tuna to Todd. None. You're right, Castle. It is greed, and it is a bit of rip-off. And yes, Papa, I do still have a few of my Micronauts. Unfortunately, the way my father had packed everything in the house, that's kind of the problem you have with hoarders. They just kind of jam things in boxes, and some of my Micronauts are not in great shape. I have a few Micro Men as well, which also are not very good shape. But I do still have them, along with a few other oddballs. I forget what it was called, Star Galaxy Force or something like that.
Did you ever have those little, what was it, Starcom? The little ones with the magnets on their feet?
I think I did. I had so many weird freaking oddball toys. It was just crazy. And like I have a hard time remembering all the different names off the top of my head. I guarantee by the time the stream ends and I sit around for a few hours, all the names will come to me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it was called, because that's usually the way it works. But a lot of good stuff. So right now I'm going to get into a toy break, and since Papa was worried about having a dry stream earlier, Papa, go ahead and get your drink out, buddy.
Welcome back for your toy break. As we're getting ready to take a look at something that's a little bit older, these ones are from Transformers, a mixture of Micro Machines and Transformers. We have Micro Masters. Now, this line started in 1989, and almost all these are 1989, with the exception of the two at the end that are actually 1990. Let's go ahead and get these ones transformed. Here we go with our MicroMasters all transformed. Do you guys remember these from that Transformers line from 1989 to 1990? Oh, one quick addendum to this. Over the years of collecting Transformer parts, I have wound up with a slew of some of these extra MicroMasters, sometimes to the tune of 6 of the same MicroMaster. Catch you next time, guys.
I do remember those. I had them, man. I had a good number.
I have one of those. It's not in very good shape.
That's the thing. They were made so cheaply.
It's not even in the color is different too. The jet, the color I have on that. Well, it's still the jet's different, but like the legs. I think the one I have is green.
Well, they reused some of those MicroMaster molds a few different times.
Oh, okay. So I have a different series. So I got a different series.
Yeah, it might, because they had the highway patrol, the off-road patrol, the this patrol, the that patrol. So they've reused a few of the molds. But there's an addendum to this video, which I didn't film. So as I was picking up all those little red vans, the 6 of them, and I was putting them away, I looked in the one bag and I found another one. So I have 7 of them.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, shit.
I don't know how this happens. I buy these parts lots for Transformers so I can fix the old regular vehicles, and then wind up with a few MicroMasters here or there. And next thing you know, I got 7 of the same one.
I had friends like that back in the day. These 2 brothers I used to hang out with back in the day. Between the 2 of them, they had for some reason 6 Splinter figures. And none of them had the fucking robe.
Oh shit!
Not even people like that.
Slasher. We started next week. Last week. I'm sorry, not next week. Last week we started in getting back to what you had asked about a while ago. We're going to continue again this week. I'm going to play this real quick, and then I can hand it back over to Vinnie if you want, Vin. Get Slasher, this is for you. You asked for it, and here goes the next part in the Toy Biz Parade.
Welcome back as we are hanging out with Indy. What's up, Indy? The archaeological pig digging into the past with some more old school goodness. So from 1984 in the Superpowers collection, we've got Batman. This one, I believe, had the leg squeezing action and his arms would punch, but yeah, doesn't appear to work anymore. What a shame. Kind of is what it is. Sometimes these things just kind of wear out over time. But there you go with the 1984 Batman. Still got his cloak, which is actually pretty amazing. So then we move on to 1989 and the Batman movie figures. We got a couple here. We got the Batman right there with his action, and we also have a Joker. Most of their accessories are missing, unfortunately, or they're just kind of lost in the shuffle. Man, this Joker doesn't stand very well at all. There we go, kind of got him up. This Batman actually had like the grappling belt action, so pull that out and it would suck it right back up and pull him up a wall or whatever, if you can get him on a wall, I suppose. So there you go with Batman and the Joker. Now in 1992, they released another version of the Joker. This one had that big long pistol, kind of like you seen in the movie. Very, very weird, like how bright the colors were on this one. I don't remember if he came with anything else, but there that Joker is. So we're going to put him right over here next to the 89 Batman. And also from 92, and most of these were from Toy Biz, we've got Two-Face with his big old coin right there. This one had a wind-up action. I wonder if it still works. Let's see. It still works after all this time. So there you go at 1992 and Two-Faced. And most of the articulation in these ones, they were pretty substandard, to be honest. They weren't great. So then in 1994, I believe it was, or these were 94 and those were 92. We've got the Penguin. He did come with an umbrella, and the umbrella did launch out of the bottom of the handle, but unfortunately can't seem to find the handle. But there you go with the Penguin. Also that same year, they released this Robin. Another one, pretty standard articulation, arms just move. It's like giant freaking Star Wars figures, honestly, with the lack of articulation that they had in these things. This was 1993, and you get the animated series version of the Joker.
Dude, yeah, I had all of them except for the first one.
I had or still have almost all of them. I don't have that Robin. I wish I had that Robin because I don't give a fuck what her name is. I like Tim Drake Robin. Yeah, I like Tim Drake. That's Robin.
Me too.
Original Tim Drake, not
that miniseries and Brian Boland did those covers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
And it was a cool story because he was going out on his own.
Yeah. Oh, they did a good job.
Hey, what's going on, Parrothead? Good to see you.
And that Penguin, how many goddamn times did these companies use that Penguin mold?
Oh, yeah, man.
Right. Yeah, that's why I had no articulation. What's going on, Lurch? Speaking of master molds, Xavier flying the jet packed with explosives in the master mold was great. I forgot about that shit. What's going on, man? Papa thinks that I should send you a candle, Vinnie. If anybody remembers that, there was a lot of hoarding.
Why would he do that?
I could send one that smells like, I don't know, like a Bologna.
If you're gonna send a Bologna scented candle, send it to Trina, not me.
Okay, so he said I had the Boatmobile and Joker's van and the Batwing from the first Batman movie. Cool,
nice.
Time Prophet.
Yeah, the Toy Biz made the Joker van, right? Remember, Toy Biz made the Joker van.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Cool.
I didn't know anyone who had that though.
That bright Joker with the long gun. That one, he had the gimmick with the face.
Well, he also had the helicopter on the back. He had the propeller backpack. I have him.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I'm missing from that figure is the gun.
Oh wow!
I lost that shit way long ago.
Parrothead. We were talking about that earlier. There's two companies. Well, actually, it's one company. They've got two different brands out. So you got Super 7 and you got Reaction there, one in the same company. So they have 3 3/4 inch Snake Eyes in blue, and then they also do the cartoon version, or should I say the early cartoon version of Snake Eyes where he was in blue. Yeah. That's all Super 7 Reaction.
Pretty neat.
But I have that. I have one other thing. If you want me to go again, it all depends on how much you have, Vinny.
Oh yeah. Oh, you could if you want. The one I'm gonna do it's a longer review than the octopus one.
Okay. Well, I've got one other thing I could hit here. It doesn't technically lead into my next topic. There's a trivia question for that, but I do have a toy hunt that I could show off.
Cool.
All right, here we go, everybody. The toy hunt, for those that are uninitiated, this is when I go out to the toy stores and I see what they legitimately have on the shelves at the time. And sometimes we find some stuff that surprises us. Vinny usually gets surprised by the shit that I wind up finding on the shelves. And what's going on, Adam?
Hey, Adam.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, brother?
Well, I mean, I'm sitting here listening and watching, and I'm just seeing all this Batman stuff, and I'm like, I might as well jump on for a minute. I mean, I might have a few, a few things.
Oh yeah. We'll blow you
Yeah,
up.
so that it's full. There we go. I mean, we do have a little bit of love for quite a few things.
For sure, man.
Definitely that have to do with the bat.
You haven't been able to find the Batwing yet, right?
I do not have the Batwing, my friend. No, I mean I have the Lego one that I haven't put together. That's like there.
No, I meant in the Hot Wheels.
No, sir, I do not.
I'll keep an eye out again, man.
I have the old school ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but then we've got the good Batman stuff over here. So we have to get to the good stuff. The good stuff's over here. It's always over here. I mean, he's staring at us with his blue. Look at that. He's just gleaming. He's just so happy to be on screen. But I mean, if you're gonna go Batman, we gotta always swing in over here to the Vinnie corner.
Always showing the love there.
But yeah, I mean, we've got a few things Batman and a few things Joker with the red and the white and the holy shit that reflects really horribly.
You might be getting it tomorrow. I think the Joker that.
Yeah, it's the retardation of the USPS. It's in Indianapolis. It's 3 hours away, but it'll probably end up going to Chicago or Fort Wayne before it gets to me.
Or
because why not? Let's be silly. Come on, you piece of crap. There we go. But yeah,
your Joker collection is sick.
There's a few items. It'd be nice if I could get the remotes to work, but I'm on the phone where there we go, a little bit lower light. But yeah, we've got a couple items that aren't too bad. just a few. Maybe a whole room full. I mean, we do have the entire clown. Doesn't get much bigger than him.
Yeah.
Now, if we could only just teach Adam about lighting.
Well, it is kind of dark, giggity. What do you want from the cave,
Right. It's the Bat Cave.
That's right. Well, I mean, I get the reflection from the TV too. But yeah. It's always fun down here. But yeah, as soon as I see, the bat symbols going off, I'm like, oh, I've got to jump on. Tommy's showing off some of his cool stuff. I got to show some of mine.
Adam, I got to ask you, when you say you have a lot of fun down there, are we talking about like normal fun, or are we talking about black light is going to expose a lot of things that we don't want to see on the internet fun?
No, there's black lights here, and you can walk through fine. I mean, you might not like what the dog mess left, but that's about it when it comes to that. I'm too old for that kind of shit. I'm not brutal.
I see the guys are talking about Oppenheimer was in $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman. Huh, interesting. And also in Flash Gordon cartoon. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Played a few characters in Motu. Wow. Oh, shit. Holy shit. All right. I'm getting ready to jump into the toy hunt. We already kind of broke down how that works. So here we go with your toy hunt for this stream.
Checking out some of the Nekatuni Terrors. Elvira, 40 years. Got Tarman, Jigsaw, Ghostface, Ash, Victor Crowley, like just tons of these Toony Terrors all over the place. And of course you got some of the regular NECA figures, gargoyles, a whole bunch of gargoyles, Aliens, The Thing, Creep Show, Friday the 13th, all kinds of good stuff in here. So these things are almost all sold out. Last time I was here, these things were stocked, almost all gone. They only got one of the movie star ones left. Selling out. These shits right here, no move. They got some more turtles. Grayskull, Leonardo, Man at Arms, Leanne, and of course Mousejaw. They always have Mousejaw. So as usual, the bulk of the Transformer stuff is not being restocked. I mean, they do have a few things here. They got the Gamer Edition Starscream, which I have the original one. I think the original one looks absolutely fine. I really don't need another version. And 86 Blaster, just a slight repaint on the blaster mold that was already out. Silverbolt, Beast Wars, Boulder Dash, or Boulder Crash, and a Megatron. Looks more like Galvatron. Cheetor. That's about it.
Yeah, man, it's I've seen those Transformers as well. I don't have that Starscream. I was tempted. I'm like, do I need him?
I still have the original one, and
Yeah.
that one doesn't really look much better than the original one. So I'm like, do I really need it? I don't think I do.
Yeah, most of the stuff we don't need.
Well, no, there's always certain figures you look at like, oh, I got to have that. In case you noticed in that short right there that I made, when that Leonardo popped up, he came right off the peg. Yeah, that
went home with you.
Grabbed. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm telling you, I told you before when we started. There was something. I'm like, yeah, I have to get these because I know I'll never see them again.
Dude, wait till you see that later. I have that review for the Leonardo later on. Holy shit, dude! I was thoroughly impressed with that one. That was definitely my standout piece for the week for the show. Like, absolutely incredible.
Oh,
yeah, I know, Time Prophet. Yeah, we see everything here. You can't get away with it. We're going to see it all. But Vinnie, all on you, my man.
Yeah. Well, I'll continue because you guys saw part of this on the X-Men review, so I said, yeah, let me do this. Well, it's a twofer. This is the 50th anniversary, Sabretooth and Wolverine. So I'm like, yeah, let's break this one down. And that Sabretooth, I gotta say, man, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Packaging's pretty cool on this. I think they did a pretty nice job. We have, I think it's Andy Kubert or Adam Kubert. I got him confused. But this thing, Adam. But this drives me crazy that they didn't have the actual Wolverine number 10 blown up there. And they had like the wrong name on the image. Like, I don't understand it. Are these people retarded? But again, you're going to hear more of that later in the review regarding the Logan figure. But it's good to see a Logan in street clothes, but holy crap, does that figure come? It falls short. I'll say that much. Sabretooth, again, I love that design. That's like the Jim Lee design, and I think they did a killer job. I'll jump a little bit. But yeah, I mean, like the faces alone, beautifully done, nicely sculpted. This made absolutely zero sense. Two heads, both of them with cowboy hats. Someone explain that to me. Why wasn't one a regular Wolverine head with no hat? Because clearly on the back of the box, his hat is in the air. So why not have him, with a proper yelling face? Like, these people are so stupid. I don't understand who makes these decisions at these companies. But yeah, out of the packaging, that's how they scale. Obviously, in the box, they wanted Wolverine to look like the same height. I don't know why. It was kind of silly, but yeah, when you take them out, that's how they stand. So and yeah, Sabretooth he's a bigger character for sure. Beautifully done. The sculpt work on him is really nice. The paint job is pretty clean. I think the only thing that's reused is the bottom legs. I believe his whole upper torso is brand new. The fur does not come off. That is, it's glued and pinned and all that. So if you think you could take it off, because I know they've released older figures and you were able to kind of remove it, but no, this is pinned and glued. Which that's what it should be. It's part of his costume. So he does look amazing. I'm very, very happy I got my hands on this thing. Yeah, because day one when they came out, there's just one in the store in GameStop, and that's it. Never saw them again. The stores aren't carrying them anymore. I don't know how they make these decisions on when they release these things, but it's mind-boggling for sure. Overall, he looks nice. But I don't know if you guys caught wind of it, especially on his upper torso. They didn't give him any butterfly joints. And his shoulders, the width, that's a wide figure in comparison to a lot of other figures. So you have plenty of space to do it. They didn't do it. Head movements, okay for what it is, ball joint with like that hinge thing. So he has an okay range. Shoulders go all the way around. It's a ball joint. Upper bicep, double hinge for the elbow. That's pinless at least. Wrist, adequate. It is what it is. Although I think at this point they could just put a ball joint and that's fine. The hula hoop action, I thought it'd be more range, but for what it is, I guess it's okay. Side to side, all right. Splits, not so great. Upper thigh, double hinge for the knee. An okay amount, I guess. He's got his rocker with the hinge, so that's fine. But the arms really pissed me off that there were no butterfly joints. This guy, he actually has them, and wow, they did a nice job hiding it with the fur. But yeah, really, really cool. Sculpt work, like I said, beautiful job on this. Paint job's extra clean. And again, you don't need him to have any wash or anything like that, because again, this is how he looked in the comics and the cartoon. So no gripes, no problem there. Head articulation, chin could touch the chest. He could look up an okay amount, side to side, adequate. Again, that whole piece, like I said, it's not coming off. So he does have beautiful butterfly joints, and that's what you want with that kind of character. Because this whole thing is about the claws and gutting people with his hands, his bare hands. So great articulation, ball joint. Upper bicep cut, pinless for the elbows on the double joint. Pretty good range for a figure that's that massive in size. He has his hinge with the regular rotation. He does have the T joint. I prefer the other joint, but it's okay for what it is. Forward and back a decent amount. Waist turn. Legs an okay amount. He's not really a guy known for doing giant splits. Upper thigh, double hinge. And again, he's got like basketball sized calves. That's a good amount of articulation and movement. He's got, your standard kind of rocker with the pin. Beautiful articulation on that guy. He comes with alternate hands again, and they're all like claw type hands or, very nicely done, beautifully sculpted. So yeah, one's kind of slightly more of a pointing kind of hand, but good stuff there. Alternate head with the closed mouth. That looks really good. I was really happy with that.
I kind of question why they didn't make that hand a little bit more open, because there was quite a few times in the comics where he grabbed Logan by the neck.
Oh yeah, well he's got the right and the left. The right hand is really wide, so you could grab the other character in a pretty good way there. The alternate head on this, I still don't understand.
Why did they give him two heads with the hat?
That's what I've been questioning, and during the review, I questioned that. Do one that has a regular head with gritting teeth or a yelling open mouth, especially that he's facing off against Sabretooth, his biggest enemy.
Stupid.
Yeah, these guys are retarded. I'm pretty sure these cards are, again, you can see Xavier on it, so I guess it's the school playing cards. I'm pretty sure that was for Gambit, and they decided, let's throw it with Wolverine. And he has alternate hands for that. It makes no sense to me.
Was he playing poker before he got in a fight? I mean, that's my only question. You know what I mean?
If it's a specific comic book,
But you know what? If they're gonna do the alternate head with the hat, why not have it with the cigar?
oh, they will not put a cigar.
Yeah, I know.
At all,
or
with
make
this
it where the
character.
hat comes off, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna give him two hats, make it where one comes off and his teeth are sticking out or something.
Well, yeah, that's the point I was making too during this, because you have like a neutral kind of face, a little bit of a smirk, okay, and they sit differently too. This head sits a little bit higher than the one with the brown hat, and the only difference is it's like the bill is it's more scrunched, so it's more narrow. Okay, what the hell's the point of that? It's almost the same expression, almost the same hat. Give him the other word again, like he's yelling. He's gonna face off against Sabretooth. It's on the packaging itself, the artwork that they use, Adam Kubert's drawing. He's roaring and yelling and jumping in the air.
Lurch brought up the cards. These are Gambit's cards.
Yeah, that's I was pretty sure it was.
No, but really though, like they included a deck of cards instead of.
I was thinking from that horrible movie when he meets Gambit. I think they were playing cards. I could see Logan playing cards.
Yeah, but this was specifically based off the comics, because it's the 50th anniversary for the.
Yeah,
comics.
they never ever gave Sabretooth his costume in the movies.
No, they never did. And the thing with that right hand, that was not meant for the cards. That was meant to hold a beer bottle because it hinges up and down like that as well. And no, we're not going to put beer. Beer means kids are going to want to drink. Wolverine can't drink or smoke. He's a cool character. He's a PG character. No, he's not. He's got
his murderous weapons are attached to his fucking body. Really,
put the knife down. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. He slaughters characters, but we can't have him smoking or drinking or please.
I think you nailed it, Vinny. It was supposed to be for a cigar and a beer, and then the PC police came in, and they would have sold even more had they done it right.
Yep,
I'm just
those
saying.
Pussies. And again, what would it wouldn't have taken much to give him the butterfly joint in the shoulder as well. It would have been great. Nope. So he's more of like an older kind of Toy Biz-esque articulation up there. It's like, come on, 50th anniversary, and you shortchange your main character, dickheads.
The guys in the chat are seeing this as well. Time Prophet on the exchange, he said, I would have given 10 goats, but the plastic claws instead of adamantium ruined it for me. Lurch says a 10 out of 10 for Sabretooth, but a 9.5 out of 10 for Logan. Chaos Hoy says he would give 20 goats for it. Interesting exchange rates on this. Soul Assassin says he pisses him off that he didn't jump on the 12-inch Wolverine figure when he had the chance.
Oh yeah. I don't remember if I reviewed him. I had the Hasbro one from a couple years ago. If I can find where it is, I'll do a proper review. But that was a pretty nice one. I got them on a discount on their eBay store. Hasbro had them. I think they knocked off like $10 or $15, something like that. Because it's a failed line actually too. That I couldn't believe, that 12-inch line that they were doing, because they didn't know exactly where they were going with it, because they weren't exactly going to do Hot Toys, but yet they needed a certain price point in order to sell them in the stores. So they kind of they shortchanged some stuff here and there. It's crazy, but for the most part, I have a decent number of them. I have the Wolverine, the Deadpool, kind of shitty. It was just a remold of like a Spider-Man body, regular Spider-Man, black suit Spider-Man, and Black Panther. The Black Panther is beautiful. That thing is amazing. So
that's impossible, Vinny. They said that you're too racist to own that toy. There's no way that happened.
Well, if other YouTubers could say it, I could say it. I'm part black.
You're gonna go and colonize the toy aisle, Vinny?
But let me get it back into this for a second. This is actually the X-Men 97 Wolverine had the unmasked one. So the only thing that's different is his skin color is it's slightly more yellow than the skin tone on that Logan, but it's enough where you could fudge it. It's all right. You can't really tell with the bright light on it anyway, but I think that looks great. So what the hell would it have taken just to do that? These people are clowns. They really are. But yeah, so if you wanted to swap the head for some stupid reason, you could. Again, you could see how much higher
Wolverine.
Yeah, you can see how much higher it sits. That
Too
black.
many accessory Wolverines. That's what that.
Yeah. They should have added more, especially for his 50th
You should have put the
anniversary.
card in his hands. The cards in his hands.
Well, we can't because there was no open hands.
Oh, there's no open hands on the claw.
Yeah, again, which was in my review as well. But again, look how great that looks. Just putting the 97 head on him. You know. Now, could you imagine if they had it like open mouth yelling?
Yeah,
super
like
pissed
perfect
off.
for a pose like that.
Yeah, dude, it would have been great, and you could recreate the what's on the.
They
back
did
of
it
the
with
box.
Sabretooth. That Sabretooth figure has the look on his face.
Yep.
No, the only thing I would say they really downgraded Sabretooth on the yelling face. They should have had a plug-in drool, a clear plastic drool for him because he's always drooling in the comics.
Yeah, or some blood. I know he was very violent in a couple of those stories. He's killed characters. But they even imply that he ate someone once. So it's crazy stuff. But I want to show you how they all look together. The Hugh Jackman movie version, who's obviously taller since he's 6'3" in real life, and your animated Wolverine and the comic book Logan. So. All in all, like they do look great together. And this Wolverine, I think it's one of my favorite. The face on that is fantastic. The body's great.
Like I said, I mean, you know my hatred for Disney. And
Yep.
speaking of that real quick, how you doing, Tina?
Hey, Tina.
Bad Take Bojan in the house. It's good to see you. But my hatred for Disney, and I couldn't bring myself to buy it. But when I seen that Wolverine figure in the store, I was like, it wasn't just Wolverine. It was Wolverine. It was Magneto. It was freaking Gambit.
Yeah.
It was Rogue. They
classic
all look so amazing.
They really did. I mean, look at the two of them together, dude. This is sick. That's why I'm so happy I was able to get my hands on this Sabretooth figure because I know again I would never find that thing again. This isn't in regular stores. There was just the GameStop. And I found it like on a fluke. I was looking for something else, and it popped up in their search. I'm like, "What the hell?" And the date was there, so I just I pretty much saved the date. I'm like, "Yeah, does this figure out yet?" And it came in that day, and I got my hands on it. They held it for me.
Well, once again, though, you would think that this would almost be a wake-up call for the companies that are doing this shit. When they see they put this kind of stuff out that's actually harkening back to the older stuff, and they give you good quality-looking figures that remind people not only of the old cartoons, but of the comics and everything, and they sell the hell out. You'd think that there would be like, ding, 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 hey, Gutter, tell us what we just won. You'd think that they would catch on to that shit, but they just don't.
Yeah, they're retarded. Listen, I don't. Part of collecting is also the hunt. I mean, I know like Chaos, he's saying, eBay or Amazon. Here's the thing. eBay or Amazon, they charge an arm and a leg. You're not going to find them at retail. You will not. I know this set is already going for over $100 on eBay. Good luck trying to find it at retail on those websites.
That's the problem is fucking Amazon.
Yeah. And then the price gougers too. There are people, they'll go in every store they could find them in, and then they'll go straight onto eBay. And it's like, okay, 100, 150, $200. Oh my God, it's so hot. And they keep jacking the prices up.
Mm-hmm. You know? Going back to that one again, because that is just a salty wound for me, was the Cosmos figure from the Speedia 500 line. $24 in the store. But every scalper had bought them all out on pre-order, so there was none in the stores. And they were charging $80 minimum for that $24 figure if you wanted to get it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But
bite my hairy Irish arse assholes.
I'm telling you, man. I would like to I would just like to meet every last one of these scalpers that do that shit just one time in person. I don't need a lot of time. I will run right down the line. I will kick every last one of you in your tiny little nuts.
Jeez, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, there'll be 80 to 100 plus online. Yep, that's 100% true. Yeah, here's my kind of like little Brotherhood of Evil kind of setup so far.
Hell yeah.
You know, I think they look awesome. Excellent stuff there. You know, and again, pretty big figures, pretty big characters. You know,
You need to get that blob figure with the fat cellulite knees.
That thing did look good. But yeah, and the movie Deadpool, I love that thing. That thing was so damn cool. He was a 2-pack release a couple years back, but they're re-releasing him. So if anyone is looking for him and the Wolverine, the Hugh Jackman one, they're both being released. I think pretty soon. Yes, I gave him a 9 out of 10. I have my own personal gripes where I think they could have done better for a perfect score of a 10 out of 10. But for what it is, he is a must-buy. This set is excellent. I do like that we have a kind of street clothes Wolverine. But again, they fell a little short. That thing could have been great. Again,
once again, is that finer detail shit. It's the same thing that I've seen with those freaking the NECA Flash Gordon and Ming the Merciless. Finer details is what's going to make or break these lines every single time.
And yeah, I gave him a 7 out of 10. That's the highest I could go on this guy. They do look great together. You could get them in some pretty good poses, but the lack of articulation with the butterfly joints, the lack of the alternate head, lack of the different hands, because again, the ones that he came with, I thought were stupid. The accessory was stupid with the cards, and yeah, why 2 cowboy hat versions?
That bothers me.
Yeah, this set could have been really epic, but for what it is, I still say it is a must-buy, especially if you are able to find it in stores for retail. Yeah, because again, price gouging, it's already double to triple the price. So
it's absolutely sickening when they do it. Soul Assassin, I know we've talked about that a few times in the past. Opinion on third-party figures. Don't get it twisted. A lot of the third-party figures are absolutely fantastic, but a lot of them are so high-priced that budget-wise, it falls out of a lot of our purview.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Like, look how great this is. Just by playing with the lighting, the shadows and stuff on his face. Like, the sculpt work is there. He is a beautiful figure. Yeah, man. I was very, very happy with that one. So, all in all,
good for you.
Good for you.
He looks like he's up to some evil shit. Assassin, you might be right. 10 goats might be too much. We are in a recession, you mad lad. 4 goats and 2 chickens is better.
5 goats, 2 chickens.
Yeah, we've been through this before. The insurance companies won't cover violence of piggies anymore. I know. I'm in a lot of trouble with a lot of people, a lot of hot water. But I don't even care. What are they going to do to me that the government already hasn't tried to do?
Right?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Take more of what we don't have.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody have anything else before I get into trivia?
No.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go for it.
Last call, y'all. All right, here we go. This is your collectible past trivia. It's going to lead into my next topic, and I am so looking forward to this one. Absolutely, I enjoyed this next topic review, but here we go with the trivia. How many of you can get this one? Yeah, that was an easy one.
You left out Star Trek because that's the first thing I thought of.
Well, I just, like I said, just to name a few.
I know.
So many
I didn't know
other
they did
franchises.
Batman ones.
Oh yeah, they even had a cartoon. They did a comic with it.
You mean of them together, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Any
it was.
catches? Did you have Stranger Things in there as well?
No, like I said, I just to name a few. I just named a few.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know they cross over with everything.
A biker mice from Mars as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. But of course, you know what that means. We were getting into turtles here, and this one, man. I'm just gonna play it. I was so happy with this one. Here we go.
Welcome back as we're hanging out with Rorschach, the superhero pig. Rorschach is here with us as we're getting ready to take a look at something that is superhero related. This one coming by way of Mattel. We've got Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we got Turtles of Grayskull, and we have Leonardo. This is another one that I've been seeing in my store sporadically. Usually these things sell out really, really quick. So I got lucky. I found this one. I did see the Man-at-Arms one. I have seen Donatello, and I have seen the He-Man one. The He-Man one I do see pretty much regularly, but this one not so much. Of course, you can see, like they do with most of their Motu, they got some nice artwork sitting on the back of this one. Pretty damn cool. And like their Motu lines, like the Origins that they're redoing from the classic design, they've got drawings of the other figures that are in this wave. They also include a comic book with this one, so let's go ahead, get this one out of the box, and take a look at it. So with Rorschach looking on approvingly, we'll go ahead and take a quick look at the mini comic, and there you go, By the Power of Pizza. Pretty cool. I'm going to say the artwork in this one, it's all right. It's not the greatest in the world. It is what it is. It's not bad. It's a nice little story to lead you into how everything happens with this Masters of the Universe line. And on the back page, there you go, showing off the figures that are in this wave.
Leonardo, his swordsmanship is unmatched.
Here we go with our Masters of the Universe TMNT crossover Leonardo right out of the box. I like the way this one looks. I think this one is absolutely hysterical. And after getting the mouse jaw, I was pretty impressed with that one. So when I picked up this one, I wasn't sure how I was going to react. After taking a look at this thing, I got to say, I think this is absolutely hilarious. If you guys are absolutely sitting on the fence wondering whether or not you should pick up these figures, so far I would say that these are a big yes, but let's get through the rest of this figure review, the articulation, and what he comes with so you can make a good informed decision.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Well, that didn't feel like it was almost 3 minutes. That really went by quick. Oh, man.
That's what she said.
You got a problem, Adam. You got a problem.
Nah, never.
He was cool looking though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wait till I get into the second part of this. So I'm just going to jump right in. Like I said, just the look of him alone. I love that face sculpt that they did for this Leonardo. It looks like a really good cross in between the comics and the cartoons and everything. Like I don't know what it is about it, but I think it is just perfect. But here we go. Let's get into the second half. And then, guys, I'm going to get your reactions after you see the rest of what he comes with.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Now, back to our program.
Here we go with Leonardo in a nice ready-to-fight stance. You can see all the movement that he has in there. Of course, the joints at the elbows, the movement up at the arms. He's got a waist turn. He's got a nice ball on his head, so you can kind of cock his head a little bit as well. They got the joints in the knees, movement up in the legs on a nice ball right there. And, of course, he does have pivot, and he does have rock down in his feet. Leonardo does come with an extra piece of armor. You do have to pop the hand off to put that forearm piece of armor on there. And then you got him reaching back, going for his sword. And, of course, it's Leonardo, so he's got twin swords at his disposal. Of course, even though it's TMNT crossover with Motu, of course they got some of the Motu elements in there, like taking his two sword halves and combining them into a power katana. That's what they tried to call it. As we all know, this sword that he has right there, while pretty cool, that shit is not a katana. I'm sorry, not even by any stretch of the imagination. Also comes with this turtle shell shield. Now I know what you might be thinking of. Oh, that's kind of stupid. How's the turtle going to remove his shell? Not to worry. It's the same problem that I had when I first seen it and I thought about it. I was like, wow, that's really dumb. There is another shell underneath, so this is supposed to be his actual shell, and then there's this harness piece on there, and then the shell is an extra attachment that goes over top of his back. So it is not really his turtle shell, but another piece of armor. A few complaints about the way they box this thing and the way that they zip tie down, or the little plastic tie downs that they use for the swords that actually did warp the swords a little bit in the packaging. Mattel, you need to stop doing that shit. The look of Leonardo, I love the way that the face turned out on this one. I think that looks absolutely spectacular. I love the fact that the ends of his mask can go around and port on different sides. I love the way all the armor looks, the crossover look with the Motu line, with the big L in the center of his chest. I think everything about this is absolutely spectacular. The best I can give this one is a 9 out of 10. This one absolutely gets high praise from me. I love this look of this line. Anyway, guys, that is all we have on this one. Turtles of Grayskull, Leonardo Heroic Ninja Turtle Leader.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell.
Turtle power.
There it is. Somebody has to always complete it, or poor Papa is going to lose his mind in the chat. Yeah, and that was one of the things I was like, I'd seen like the early designs for this, and they talk about, oh, well, the shells come off and they can use them as a shield. I was like, well, that's retarded. They can't take off their freaking shells. And it's all explained in the mini comic, and I didn't really get into it because, you know, lack of time.
It's a He-Man and Turtles crossover. Really, do we need so many questions?
Well, they actually explain it in the first mini comic that it comes with. So Duncan and Donatello get together and they start meshing ideas, and then they come up with the idea of the turtle shell, you know, like something designed by Duncan that's like a turtle shell that could actually be a nice big shield that they could just put on their back. So Man-at-Arms also has a shield, a turtle shield, when you get that figure. And I think he's called, God, what was Man-at-Arms called? Arms Master. Well, he's Arms Master with a half shell. Now
that's funny,
but they explain it all really well in the mini comic, and it's like I was like, wow, I was really impressed. A few points of articulation that was missed on there, and the only reason that they did get the downgraded score is because of the way that they freaking plastic tied those damn swords down and bent them. There's no point in it. It was underneath the figure. The figure was zipped down. There's no point to zip down the weapons underneath the figure. It's just asinine. If it wasn't for that, this thing would have definitely got a 10 out of 10, even with the fact that it can't kneel down because there just isn't quite enough range of movement to make them kneel. Even with that, and that's a big gripe of mine, even with that out of the way, if they didn't bend the swords, it would have got a 10 out of 10 because I think the look is fantastic.
Yeah. Damn. I like it. I thought it looked really good. Did you see the, I don't know if this is series 2. Did you see that they actually have Casey Jones as well?
I heard that they're going to have a lot more, and it's kind of weird because in the comic they don't talk about Casey coming through. Mm-hmm. So in the early comic that I have, which I'm assuming is the first one, they show Shredder, they show Krang, and Krang's got a completely different look as well as Shredder. Skeletor. The first villain that pops up is actually Mousejaw, and the turtles come through the portal, and then they start fighting him and all his mousers because he's got like a whole horde of mousers with him. Nice. And then, of course, you get Duncan and Tila. And they already talked about He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and Mossman went to go investigate the portal and never came back. And I do know in the line that all three of them are evil. The He-Man one is already out. He's been mutated. And at the end of the comic, you see him where Skeletor brings him out and he's all purple. So Mossman gets mutated as well as Ram Man.
Nice. It looks like he's got Jinsu's hand.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, man, that's a lot of stuff. Hell yeah.
It's almost like that Ram Man extra shield face, though, with the full face.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, come to think, yeah, you're right. Who had that hammer? Because that looks familiar, too.
I'm blanking on that one.
But that is interesting, though. The whole look and everything they have here. Pretty damn nice.
Yeah, I am pretty impressed with the series, so I'm definitely going to go back. I'm going to get the He-Man and the Donatello. I got to get lucky, though. Like that Leonardo one, I'd seen it once before, didn't have the money, and then I didn't see it again for a couple weeks. And I just happened to get paid. I just had the money. I went in, and they had them sitting there, and that's why I came right off the peg. I was like, yep, that's mine. I would have loved to have gotten the rest of my scene that they had for this first wave, but I did not have that kind of funds at the time. So, yeah, there he is, the evil mutated Ram Man.
Yeah. Holy crap! Yeah, they turned into a real ram or something.
It's like I think they mix him with Beast Man, maybe.
No, his feet have like hooves. It's like they're really trying to change him into some kind of goat animal ram thing or something. And his hand, yeah, look at his hands too. I like that they did the translucent on them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like everything I've seen so far from this series, and I've only gotten the 2 figures out of the 5, but everything I've seen so far for him, yeah, big win for Mattel and the TMNT line for Playmates. Big win. I could do the voice of that character.
Nice.
What's that?
He says he could do the voice of that character.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That Raphael looks pretty sharp.
Yeah. He's pretty fucking badass. Yeah, I haven't seen the turtles in store. So yeah, like the Leo you showed and this dude, yeah, they look really good. Cool
That's
stuff.
why I don't go to meetups.
Huh?
Papa, this is why I don't go to meetups.
Oh shit. You guys are retarded. You're talking about toys.
These things are amazing. That's a fact, Jack.
Right? There he is.
Hey, I got a 5-figure salary. That's at least 5 figures a month I can buy. Giggity.
Pretty much, right? I'm tapped out this month.
Pretty much, brother.
Holy shit.
Yeah, look at that, man. Just amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see finally, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were around when we had good toys, and then they went to shit. We're tired of shit. So give us good stuff.
Yeah, and that they're going back to like, more fun looking things. It doesn't have to be hyper realistic or anything. You can do something different.
Well, if they don't do it right, people will just figure it out and do it on their 3D printers and then share the thing to do it. You know what I mean? They kind of got their asses to the wall. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, that is true.
Once the 3D printers came out,
I don't know. I still like these animated versions.
Oh, yeah, the cartoon ones. Yeah, Steve and I have been talking about them, and yeah, they are absolutely fantastic looking as well.
I saw this one in a comic shop. That's the only reason why I didn't get it, because, they always jack the prices up. But it looked really good. They had him, Tila, Man-at-Arms, and Skeletor, which look really good. Yeah, there's a Skeletor. Yeah, they look better in person than they do in the photos.
If I get a Castle Grayskull, it'll be when I win the lottery, and then Vinnie, you're going to tell them how to build it right.
Well, I can't even imagine that they would make another Castle Grayskull, because they really wouldn't have to change much. I mean, they didn't really alter it much in the cartoon, so I mean, I think it would be. I mean, maybe for the people that missed out on Castle Grayskull the first time around with the Origins line, but I can't even imagine that they would need to make it again.
Well, I just want a real one.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
like living in the Castle Grayskull, not the toy, Tommy.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I always said it'd be great to recreate the Resident Evil mansion.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty sick too. But I don't know, dude. After you're drawing a Grayskull, I think I want you to sit there and then you're gonna sit down with the tech guys and be like, the architects, and this is what we're doing, because you've got an eye for that kind of thing. Just saying.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that's a little bit more of my past. Yeah.
Well, with ETEP, deciding to be reading Skeletor anyway, then he can have Snake Mountain. Since he's north of me anyway.
Pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
I'm gonna close out tonight's show with the toy time, but we're not getting into that right now. So we're gonna get into discussions about some of the stuff that we've seen. Slasher had already brought up something earlier with Lemmy, so I wanted to bring this up for you, Vinny.
Okay.
G.I. Joe Classified Series number 137, Tiger Force Wreckage and Tiger Paw ATV.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. That's pretty cool. I can blow this up a little bit. Oh yeah, the ATV looks good.
Look at all that little detail they even put it with the exhaust stickers and everything.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
So
Boy, they really are going full force with these Tiger Force line.
Yeah.
It works. I think it looks pretty good on this one.
Yeah, like this doesn't look half bad compared to a lot of the other Tiger Force ones I've seen.
Yeah, I like that when they attempt to do vehicles. I know the what was it? The Vamp.
And the ferret.
Yeah, those look freaking good.
What was the one that they did with
Vamp
Duke
and the ferret
Tiger
are
Force? They
Oh,
did the
I think
bike.
I saw that one last week.
Yeah. The
I
bike
lost-
was a
I
it was
lost
a
where I found.
repaint with the sidecar with the Gatling gun on it.
Well, here you go, Vinny. This might make you happy. We were talking about it earlier.
Oh shit, Beachhead. Yeah, if they're carting him now, yeah. Fuck. When's this come out?
I forget. They're right now. They're just talking about what's coming out. I don't even think these were up for pre-order yet. So, but they're coming. They're on the way.
Give me time. Holy shit. That's like there was nothing for a while. Now everything's coming out all at once.
That's the way it always works, though. What's that? If I won the lottery, I'd need a super bunker.
Yeah, tell me about it. Like Zuckerberg.
No problem, Chaos. No problem.
I'd want a real one that nobody fucking knew about, though. Everybody knows where his is, so we can just go take his shit.
Oh, it's funny. Alex Jones said that the people who were building his bunker, they said that if anything goes down, they go, "Oh, we can get in there so easily. We'll go in there and drag his ass out."
I mean, it's the movie Fight Club. Nobody thinks about this shit, right? But you can just talk by Fight Club and Blast from the Past. There was a reason why the father literally built the underground shelter with different people.
And we're getting right back into toys because we're not talking politics. Thank you very little. So we're going to get right into what else have I seen from Pulse. So they also have the Marvel Legends. I really don't even know who would be interested in this shit.
Yeah, no. Not a fan.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen those too.
Yeah, I was never interested in Wasp and
But
freaking.
why have a regular size Wasp figure?
Yeah.
And a regular size giant one.
Well, I guess they're trying to picture him as the ant thing because they also had this thing, which I couldn't seem to find any more information about it. They didn't have anything because every time I went to search for it, they said this page can't be found. So from HasLab, the backer type thing, the Giant Man backer.
Yeah, it failed, didn't it?
I don't know. I couldn't find anything else about it, and I just recently received this email within the past day or so. So this was pretty recent. I got the email about it. So if it already failed, because they were probably charging way too much for it. So
yeah, maybe this is the second attempt at it then. Because I thought I saw photos of him a long time ago, but I could be wrong.
Well, they had a huge Lego one, Vinny.
Yeah. They had that, and I know they did like
There was a Toy Biz Build-A-Figure.
Yes,
Build-A-Figure.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, the Build-A-Figure, because they used parts of him for the Galactus as well. And they like
I have that incomplete. I have he's missing a leg and two arms.
Oh, Just to
But
let
it's
you
a,
know.
you know, if he could stand, he would be a great
Son
thing.
of a bitch. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show the. There was one more turtle one before we get back into that. I forgot.
Okay.
Here's the Beast Man and the Samurai.
Yes.
A pretty good paint job on him. That's interesting. So there you go.
That looks freaking cool. I don't care. I
Dude, the
love
face excellent on that one.
I love
Holy
what
shit.
they're doing with this series. This is just amazing shit.
Yeah, these are cool. That's why I said, yeah. Let me get that one in there too. But yeah. All right, go
But
ahead. Back to
the last couple ones I have are Transformers related. So, Pop, I have another drink. Once again, they're basically just rehashing stuff they've already got out. So, the War for Cybertron video game Optimus Prime, and then they're doing, I guess, a re-release of the Leader Class Earthrise Optimus Prime, which is kind of odd. I mean, I know it's 40th anniversary, but they've got that 86 Optimus Prime that's going to be coming out. Like, I'm not really sure why they would re-release the Earthrise one.
Yeah, what the hell? Wait, they haven't even shown photos of the other one though, the '86 movie one, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, so that's probably postponed a little bit. I think because of losses that they had, so they're probably pushing it for next year.
So they're just re-releasing these just to kind of get people's appetites wet. So okay, well here's an Optimus Prime while you're waiting.
I think because the Allspark sold out, and I think there's a bigger demand for the Earthrise again, so that they probably just went, all right, let's go back. We have the molds. What the hell?
Now, I will say that War for Cybertron Gamer Edition one, man, that is a beautiful piece, though. And the Earthrise Optimus Prime, also a very excellent piece.
Those are why though, Tommy, because it was a pretty good seller, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was until some of the stores got overstocked.
Gotcha.
With which one?
The Earthrise Optimus Prime.
Okay.
See, I never really saw a problem with that because he always sold. He came in and he went out just as fast as he came in. He was never just sitting on shelves.
You know where a few of them popped up?
Ollie's.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Holy shit.
I was actually quite surprised myself because I was like, wow, because I've rarely seen it in Target. So I don't know what store had got a bunch of them in and couldn't move them. But yeah, they wound up in Ollie's.
That's a good question. Holy shit. And what was the price on them?
I forget what they were. They were a lot cheaper than what they were on the store shelves.
But those are long gone, though, right?
Yeah. That's a very long time ago. I picked up a few, and I sold a few.
Yeah.
But whatever it wasn't nowhere near to like $50 or $60 they were on the shelf.
Yeah. See, and this is the thing that pissed me off too, because I had him in my hands, that gamer one. I'm like, he looks nice, but do I really need another Optimus? And then like after you did the review, I'm like, damn, that looked good. And then I missed out on the Megatron. He's another one I had in my hands, but the price tag was too much. It was the concept design from the Bumblebee movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's some kind of a triple changer. And they said his robot mode is fantastic. I didn't realize how articulated that figure was and just how incredible it truly was. And I'm like, oh shit. And
well, that's why when they re-released the Gamer Edition of Megatron, I didn't sleep on it because I did sleep on the Kingdom version of Megatron.
Yeah.
Because I figured, it can't be that much different than the Cybertron one, and it actually was. And I never seen it again. I seen it once and then never seen it again.
What was different about it?
Yeah, when I picked up the Gamer Edition Megatron, I was pretty impressed with that one too. So I mean, they have been doing some of these ones like great. Then you always get the few that are just kind of like lackluster at best, like that Cliff Jumper one.
Yeah,
you really insulted my pig with that Hasbro. Really insulted him.
Remember?
Damn.
But I want to talk about this real quick while we're on Transformers, and this is technically not toy related, but it kind of is because it harkens back to the early days of the toys and how they promoted them. So everybody knows that Hasbro used the triple method of promoting all their toys. They did it with G.I. Joe, they did it with a comic, they did it with a cartoon, and they did it with traditional ads. Transformers did the same thing: cartoon, comic, traditional ads. And one of the early cartoons that they did, technically that very first 4-part was, and I've talked about this before, was supposed to be a short movie. but it was easier to break it up and put it as a cartoon. Of course, it gained enough popularity that they were able to continue from that 4 and then just continue on with a series that went for 4 seasons, even though the 4th season was very shortened. I seen this. So coming for May 15th, 18th, and 19th in select theaters, they're playing the original 4 episodes of the Transformers cartoon in the movie theaters with an exclusive table read with Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, and then more surprises, they say. This is something I am excited for. I definitely want to go to the theater and see this to finally get the big screen showing of that original cartoon that it was actually intended to be.
That is so cool. I'm glad they're doing something like that. Shit.
Yeah, man.
It's fine. It's going to be by you. Are you going to be able to?
Yes, they do have one out in Fort Myers, not very far from me. So
that's excellent, bro.
Unfortunately, the theater in question that has it, my wife dubs it the pee smelling theater. So there is that.
Smells like a little wee wee.
Damn.
This would really be a devastating drinking game.
Yeah, speaking of which, prepare to get drunk yet again. Here is, I found the photos of him. This Megatron. So it was a concept design. He was actually supposed to be in the Bumblebee movie, and they cut him out. And I think they're retarded for doing it. So could you imagine this version? Like in that Cybertronian part and all that crap, like that would have been killer. Oh,
hell yeah, better than the Michael Bay garbage.
Yeah, it was his tank mode. And he's supposed to have some kind of jet mode, but I didn't see it on the photos here yet. But yeah, I had him literally in my hands. I'm like, the price tag was too much at the time. But yeah, there it is. There's like the jet.
And it's kind of surprising it didn't go because later on in the comics they did do it as a bomber. Have a good one, Time Prophet.
Yeah, have a good one.
4 a.m. there. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for being here.
Oh, wow. But yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't do the bomber instead of the plane. Now, I will say in the Machine Wars line, which was on the tail end of Beast Wars, they did do Megatron as a jet in that one. Granted, it was a tiny jet, but they did do him, and they also had Megatron's clone, who was called Megaplex, who, if you went from the G1 line, was like a Comic-Con exclusive repaint of the original Walter P-38 Megatron.
Okay.
It had like the blue insides and everything, and they called him Megaplex. So
that's cool. Nice. Which is different from Metroplex. It's Megaplex.
Right, and my wife gets so confused over that.
Yeah, it's
Autobot.
I keep telling her all you have to do is think of city. City is Metro. Yep. Metroplex.
There you go. You know, bam.
And agreed, Soul Assassin. Absolutely.
Yep, that was the best part of the freaking thing. I still don't understand why they won't just have a proper Transformer movie in Cybertron. What is so fucking complicated about doing that?
I keep saying that if they would have did what they started doing in the Bumblebee and then just made it all on Cybertron, no humans and everything, give the fans what they really want to see, the beginning of the war and everything on Cybertron. I mean, they kind of hinted on a little bit in the Netflix version, but of course that was a shortened version with 30-minute episodes. I'm not saying that shit was bad, but it was a little bit on the rush side of how quickly you're already off Cybertron. They're like, go into like full detail of like the war on Cybertron, like kind of hit at some of the stuff that we've seen in the early Marvel comics. It would absolutely do gangbusters. It would.
For sure, dude.
Slasher.
Oh yeah, sorry. Since you were talking about that Joe vehicle, I brought up the other two.
Yeah. There you go. There's the.
Look at that fucking price, bro.
What's the price? $100. Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, Tommy, I thought that's what the Bumblebee movie would be good for, is like, literally launching in the right direction, and you could be like, okay, here's what they escaped from, and you would be in the Cybertronian War.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to get it out before.
No, dude, 100%. There are things they could have done to really make these things amazing, but nope. They fucking dropped the ball. Dude, my jaw's hitting the floor because this thing looks so good.
I love that vamp. And, I had the original one, and I still can't recall.
I have the desert one. I have the desert.
It was such a well-made toy. That vamp.
Yeah.
I swear.
You also notice these
Forward.
things with all these new Joes with the vehicles. They're giving them the Steel Brigade helmets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, at least I mean, they're throwing it as an extra. It's not just that's the only head it comes with. You know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying
That's
it's
what's
like
cool,
they're
though.
making, instead of Steel Brigade being one guy, like
Mhm.
because back in the day he was one of the fucking send away. You got to send away for these motherfuckers.
Yeah, mailaways. Yeah.
Yep. The
Which
refrigerator.
I've talked about that before. We still have the one that my brother had gotten mailed to him, including the little the bio card and everything that they sent from Hasbro with stats and all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Dude, that looks so good, man.
Yeah, yeah, ferret.
Yeah,
I
like
like that fucking that helmet's fucking awesome. I love that shit.
Oh yeah, like the motocross helmet. Dude, that's pretty fucking sweet.
It's got fangs. You see that?
And this is out already too, or
Pre-order, it says.
Pulse Premium only. Oh, these people go.
April 4th.
Why
No,
are they doing it?
This guy was also saying that sometimes they were up for regular order if they didn't. I don't know. Like he was saying, like it's up for regular order now. This guy Preternia.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, here's what they've been doing on Pulse now, Vinny, with some of these things. So they're giving the people that have Pulse Premium the ability to pre-order before anybody else.
Yeah, so they could sell out, and then you got to wait for like 6 months later to actually get the damn thing. These people are scumbags, is what they are. But again, like that's why I won't go there.
Even this one is like fucking $54.99. Yeah.
And they did the same stupid thing with Serpentor, and he was like $150 or $250. It was like a retarded price. I'm like, are you kidding me? For a figure in the Chariot, dude, it should have been the same price as that thing at most. Man, they just
$50.
Yeah, and they wonder why people are like, yo, we're not buying anything right now.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I did notice some of those prices, and I'm hoping that that's a permanent markdown price. Maybe Hasbro has finally learned their lesson because a lot of these stores are not restocking a lot of their shit, and it runs down the whole gamut of everything that's Hasbro. G.I. Joe, Transformers, Marvel, all of them are not being restocked in most of my stores, and you're seeing like a small spattering of new stuff that's coming out, and that's about it. So maybe they finally learned their lesson, and maybe some of those prices that I see knocked down in Target, maybe they're legit permanent knockdown prices. That makes me really interested to see what the prices are going to be in Walmart, since Walmart always tends to sell lower than Target.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, Walmart, man, I don't see any more G.I. Joe figures. The only thing they have are those carded ones that won't sell. Lady J.
You know who I still see there all the time?
Shipwreck?
I still see Shipwreck for $14.
Wow, that's crazy. He's one of the ones that he was selling out so fast, and then they got like extra orders of him in, and then they wouldn't move anywhere.
Is that one that you got, Vinny?
Yeah.
And did the review on?
Yep. I think I saw one of him at my Walmart. Well, the Walmart's a little bit further away than where I normally go to, but I haven't seen him anywhere else though.
Soul Assassin, you were not wrong. Ollie's is making a killing because they get so many of these damn figures on clear discount because these stores can't sell them, and they're actually getting them for what the legit cost of the figures are. Because those prices you're seeing in the stores, they're marked up. So and that's one of the things that really pisses me off about Hasbro Pulse is they're sitting there, they're selling you retail prices in the stores, knowing that when they send them to the stores mark them up to sell them on their shelves. So they're not charging the stores anywhere near that freaking price that they're charging on their own site. So they're really ripping off the fans that are going to their site to buy shit. That is like, that is just disgusting what they're doing. And it's the same reason why I don't like the idea, buying anything from their site anymore, because it's just a fucking ripoff. But Ollie's is getting them for basically probably less than what or they're probably getting base costs from these stores. So Ollie's is not paying much for them. So when they're selling them for $9.99, that's pretty much telling you what some of those figures that are normally selling for $24, $25 or whatever in the regular stores cost. That Ollie's can sell them for $9.99 and still turn a profit.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yep. Well, because you know as well as I do, cost is probably like a nickel.
Well, no, it's not that cheap. But
well,
yeah, Yeah, figures they
know what I
cost. Yeah, they cost a couple of bucks, but yeah, it's not the astronomical freaking numbers that they've been pulling. I don't know, man. It's all nuts.
I know, Chaos. I know. Hasbro has been picking up their game lately. I will give credit when credit is due, but they really just need to completely step it all the way up. Stop half-assing it. You could prove that you could sit there and compete with all these other companies. McFarlane is another one that's on the slide right now. Nobody wants to carry his shit either. They're not really restocking his trash anymore. Now's the time that these other companies like Mattel making big moves with freaking Playmates to do the TMNT crossover, and it's selling the hell out. I think they've learned their lesson with the Mutant Mayhem shit that it doesn't sell. And I did it last week. I'd seen some of them at our local BJ's Wholesale Club for like $6 or $5 or whatever the hell it was. I was dying. I was like, yeah, that's about what they should have been priced at in the first place because they're freaking junk. But nobody wants to buy those damn things. You put the classic figures out there, sell out. You put these freaking crossovers, the Turtles of Grayskull, selling the hell out. This is what the fans want to pay for. Give us good quality product, shit that looks good, shit that kind of harkens back to the old days while giving us something more modern, and you are going to make bank. That's all you need to do. It's a very simple formula to follow. If you don't understand, you can hire Vinnie and I, and we will tell you everything over the phone what you need to do, and we'll send you in the right direction. If you don't like it, if you're having problems with employees, we'll come down to those places and we'll smack everybody in their peepees.
Their peepees. Oh, shit. That was funny. Oh, man. But on the brighter side, too, from what I've seen, it looks like they are making a step in the right direction. They're doing an R-rated Turtles. The Ronin comic book, they're actually doing an animated movie of that, and it's going to be R-rated.
R-rated Turtles?
Very nice. I seen somebody did like a fan version of it, and that looked amazing. I wonder if they contacted the person that did that, because it looked incredible.
That is a good question. And fingers crossed that it's not a complete mess of a movie, but apparently they are going ahead. They're greenlit Transformers and G.I. Joe movie.
Oh, shit. Yeah. It's
they
not going to be a steaming pile of fucking dog shit. I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope not.
I hope that they do it right this time. Okay, and what's going on, Curtis, man? Good to see you. I understand YouTube never notifies it. I am the most hated guinea pig on YouTube, Curtis. You should know that by now. They don't like to notify anybody that I'm alive.
Hold, don't worry. I'm right there with you, especially with all the shorts that I had put up. Those presidential ones. They're not fans. Oh, man. But, hey, you know what? They did help my channel in a massive way, so I don't care. But yeah, they're not crazy about the live, notifying people for our live streams. We know that for a fact. Jesus,
it kind of is what it is with these people, you know. They just get on my nerves. They really do. I'm rated R TMNT. Yeah, if they do last Ronin, it's going to have to be rated R. If they do it right, it'll be a banger.
R-rated TMNT. That would be awesome if they did crossover with Basic Instinct.
I'm telling you that, and
Porky's. There you go. Porky's Ninja Turtles.
God, Porky's. Never redo that movie. That thing was perfect the way it was.
No, I mean of Ninja Turtles figures.
Ninja Turtle version.
How they're whoring off all the other franchises.
Can April be the Howler?
Yeah.
Or no, Lassie. That's what it was, Lassie. Oh, why do you call her Lassie? You'll find out.
That was funny. Oh shit!
But is that everything then?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, you're tapped out.
Yeah, I'm tapped out.
Slasher.
Yeah, I'm good.
Adam,
I'm good.
All right. Well, I'll get into our last clip here. We're going to take it back old school because that's what we do here. So this is some of the old school stuff that I got hanging out in the garage because I have no place to bring it indoors. Here is your old school toy time.
Here we go with your old school toy time. We got another Tonka right here. Mighty Tonka roller. thing is still in really good condition. Another one I've had since I was a kid. Shit, man. Were these things built to last? You can see, they even had a little steering wheel in there, too. Crap. I don't remember exactly when this one was made. There was no stamping, no dates on it, but I know this thing had to have been made at least in the 70s. Here we go with old school toy time. Got some old tech deck stuff here. Radio controlled dude's keyboard, and there's a whole bunch of other little guys in there as well. All that going on. We got this magnetic feet and rolling tech deck dude. We got a couple of the Grims. So we got the rabbit there, and we got the wolf, Little Red Riding Hood, and then we have some of the creatures from tech deck. Exiles, Omen, Exile, and Sloth. And for giggles, apparently we had a Living Dead doll too.
That was great.
Oh, so the year I looked it back up for the steamroller, it was 1975.
Oh wow, dude, yeah, that was amazing. Was the roller part die cast as well?
No, that was actually plastic.
Oh, that was plastic. Okay.
Yeah, so the wheels are plastic, the roller was plastic, and of course, like the interior was plastic. The little diesel tank and an exhaust piece that's on the side is actually rubber.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
I've
wow.
seen some of these things. I started looking them up on eBay, and I seen ones that looked like they were run over with a real steamroller, all smashed up, selling for $40, $50.
Oh wow.
I was like, really? I was like, okay. Nice to know that if I had to sell my Tonka, I'd probably get 75 or more for it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Those things probably only cost, when I was a kid, they probably $5, $10 tops,
Mm-hmm.
if they were even that much.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. And that's die cast and plastic. So yeah, that's impressive. It was only $5.
Get out of here, Soul Assassin. They better not be.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, Curtis, I know. They hate you too. And they messing with your comments and shit. They're just absolutely ridiculous.
That sucks.
So stupid.
They hate everybody who has, if you're under 1 million subscribers, they don't give a shit about us.
Oh, Curtis said he had 2 metal dumpsters. I do have a metal dump truck in there somewhere. It's actually got gas activated lift on the back end of the truck, but it's not Tonka. It's by a Canadian company. So.
Oh yeah.
I had a Tonka one. It was rusty as hell. That was another murder weapon. that was one that, like, if you throw it across the room, you're gonna fucking kill somebody if it connects.
Yeah, easily.
Now, Papa had a dump truck and a front loader. Nice. Curtis, as always, Curtis is sharing everybody's links out there. Appreciate that, Curtis. Thank you so much for doing that. Chaos, yes. Fuck, we were old. You're only as old as you feel, and I feel like I'm still, like, I don't know, maybe in my early 20s. So I think I'm good.
Okay, well that's good. Most days I open my eyes, I'm like,
I feel 175 years old right now.
Thank you. Oh shit!
I feel like I crawled out of my own coffin.
Oh man!
Punched my way out.
Must be that white privilege. He's got a coffin over here. Listen to him bragging.
No, not in my house. Not in my house. I'm talking about in the fucking graveyard.
I know.
Like, I came back from my own fucking grave.
I know I'm stoned, but that's fucking funny, right, Vinnie?
That's hilarious.
Okay.
What, on YouTube, Papa? You're trying to upload to YouTube again?
Oh yeah.
Good luck.
They've just been so ridiculous with shit lately. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Curtis says he cleaned up the dumpster as much as he could. I think he gave it to his sister, but they probably threw it away. They're pretty tore up anyway. Well, even the ones that are tore up, like I'm seeing the prices on them. It's like, wow. I didn't never imagine something that busted up. Like, they had one of the steamrollers. The whole top cab section was crushed all the way down. All the plastic inside was broke. The little rubber exhausting was tore off. One wheel was completely torn out from the what would be the metal axle. The back end of the steamroller was just completely torn out and missing, and there was huge chunks taken out of the steamroller part. And they, like I said, they were still selling that thing for around like $45 to $50. It's like, for what? That thing is like scrap. There's hardly anything on it that's usable.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
No more YouTube. Oh, okay, you're uploading twatters. That's another one. If you want to figure out how to freaking monetize on there. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's 10 million steps to do it on there, too. Yay! Getting fucked everywhere.
Isn't it always?
But, yeah, that is about all we have for this toy stream. I think we consider eBay, but nobody wanted to deal with them. Yeah, you know what? Back then, nobody did. But there's been a huge resurgence in retro stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
And the retro resurgence is extending all the way into the 90s and everything, because a lot of these kids that grew up in the 90s and even some of the early 2000s, they're getting that bug now as well. And a lot of this stuff, even from early 2000s, is now worth money. So if you have old stuff like that, right now is the market to look into the retro selling, because there's a lot of people buying the older stuff right now. So definitely check it out. Next week, I know I am not going to be available for the toy stream.
Okay.
So we have something going on. I'll explain it in the back room. So I don't know if you want to just take the whole week off.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll play it by ear, because I got to see I might have some stuff next week as well, to be honest. Yeah, I want to let you guys know too. There's something else I heard. Some I think pretty good news, because Tommy and we were watching this series. Apparently, Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, they got renewed for a season 2.
Oh, hot damn! And I just canceled my Apple subscription.
Oh shit! Plus, there's a spinoff as well they're going to be doing. So there's some news. I'll look more into it for tomorrow's stream. Yeah, because tomorrow at 5. We're going to be covering Shogun, some more craziness that's been going on in the world. And, we'll probably hit a little bit of this Monarch topic as well. So, tune in tomorrow at 5 over on my channel at Vinnieart.
Guys, Curtis has been posting the links over on my chat. And, of course, if you stop on YouTube, you look on the bottom of mine or the bottom of Vinnie's, you will see the description for everybody's channels. Everybody's been on the panel. Most of the people that are in the chat right now as well. Papa, I still haven't updated yours. So sorry about that, but I got to really put your twatter on there as well. Just maybe I'll put your new YouTube on there too, even though you don't want to use it. I'll put it up there anyway. But yeah, everybody's links are there. Adam, anything you got going on?
I don't know. What is today? Yeah, you'll see me Monday at the place to be reviews, brother. I mean, other than that, I haven't got a clue. I'll be on with Vinnie tomorrow, of course. But yeah, other than that, no, I've got nothing going on. It's a busy weekend, which we'll talk about off air. So yeah.
Oh, Adam, did you see the Godzilla movie or no?
Movie? No. Did I see the Shogun? Yes.
Okay. All right, just double check.
I don't have a theater near me anymore because the asshole.
Right,
anyway.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Bidenflation. Slasher, thanks as always, buddy. It's always great having you on here as another co-host. I know you don't have nothing going on right now, but anything you want to tell everybody out in the chat?
Have a good one.
All right, man.
Right.
Always, man. You are automatically here regardless, unless you can't make it. And we understand Trina, who couldn't make it tonight. I hope everything works out. I hope that you guys had a good night. And thank you to everybody who's been watching on all sides of social media. We do appreciate you coming in, and we hope that you had a good time. This is what we do every week. Try to avoid some of the misery that everybody else suffers in, and we talk about things that we're enjoying. Talk about that toy collecting. Watch us waste all our money, people. It's a lot of fun.
And Tommy, if you want, I mean, we'll hit a little bit of Godzilla and Kong tomorrow as well, because I know we haven't talked about that yet.
No, we haven't.
So
I kind of gave you my just early quick thoughts on it, but that was all I gave you because you said you were planning on seeing it. So
right. So yeah, we'll cover that. Overall, I'm with you, man. I did enjoy it for the most part. Yeah, I think it was a good movie. A lot of fun.
Awesome. Guys, also don't forget, Vinnie has comics out there that are available. They ship immediately. Be sure to check out the links in the descriptions on either one of our channels. To be able to lead you over there.
Yeah, and I got some more of those He-Man drawings up as well. So people, if you're looking for original artwork, we have 2 new He-Man pieces. We have a She-Ra. People have been asking for She-Ra, so she's up as well. The Beastman, he's still available. I love that Beastman. He's one of my favorites.
That thing is incredible.
Yeah, man. So yeah, if you want some good shit, we got it. So and all my stuff, it ships immediately. You know, you get a nice piece of artwork, and yeah. Well, if you buy the original artwork, you also get the book with that. And yeah, all my stuff does ship immediately. We got Ghost Book that's still available, Through the Woods, City of Venus, a futuristic world with hot babes. I'm working on the sequel. Shadow of the Kraken, Pirate Story, if you want that. The art books, there's going to be more stuff coming soon, so I'll get into that when I get a chance. I'll tell you what's going on with that. But yeah, so sort of a second chance at something.
I think that is a perfect way to end this stream. Goonie Goo Goo, y'all. Everybody have an awesome night, and we'll catch you on the next one. Whether or not Vinnie runs the toy stream next week, I know I won't be able to attend, but
yeah,
we'll
give updates whether we can. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Everybody have a good one. Remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not think, because your silence and your compliance gives consent. We'll catch you down the road. Peace.
Peace.
You better run, Mojito.
What? I thought you said don't move.
That was before. Now, you run.